So how you like them apples?
Damn apples.
Top of the morning to you, Bubba.
Hello.
Hi. How are you this morning?
God, just kind of am.
God, never. One day.
Not a whole lot.
I feel like
not a whole lot smiling about right now.
I feel like Ben Affleck in Good Will Hunting. I don't know if you've ever seen it, Bubba, but he gives.
You better still not be here.
Yeah, one day. You want the best. You want the best minutes of my day are the best 10 seconds when I walk to your door and I think maybe, just maybe, you'll be gone. That's how I feel every morning when I ask Bubba how he's going to be. Maybe, just maybe one of these days you're just going to say
good.
Maybe you're just going to say you're in a good mood. I don't know much, but I know that.
I got absolutely destroyed by bugs last night on my walk, so
okay.
I can tell you bug spray does not work. It's a myth. It's not real.
Little evening stroll?
Yeah.
I've never been a bug spray guy, Bubba, and we definitely need an alternative that is more effective.
I felt so dumb, though. So it's like I bought one of those neck fans, and they don't really work. And like the way I looked just walking, just the dumbest possible outfit imaginable. So I've got my bright pink shorts on. I've got a weighted vest on. I got this neck
weighted vest. Hold on, let's go back to this weighted vest. You're walking with a weighted vest?
Yeah, that's how I walk.
Like how much? Like 15 pounds, 20 pounds? Yeah.
20, yeah.
They're pretty popular these days.
Yeah, where'd you get it from?
My friend.
Okay.
Like I guess he got his from like Amazon or something.
Okay.
I think like Dick's and Academy, they've got them too. So.
It feels weird though, because it's like I don't want people to think it's a bomb vest or something like that. And I walk behind a school. That's where the path is. So it's like I could see how there could be a potential for an issue, but
cops could come shoot Bubba. What happened? He was wearing his weighted vest, and he had that look on him. He had those wild eyes. The cops asked him what he was doing, and he didn't give them a straight answer, so they shot him.
And then I fell asleep to the 2004 Tennessee versus Auburn game.
Oh, that's not a good one.
No, we got boat race.
That's the first one.
Why do you throw that one on?
That's the first loss I've ever went to.
Really?
Yeah, I remember that one. That's the first. I didn't go to a lot of games as a kid, but I'd go to at least like maybe one or two a year. Sometimes more, but usually one or two a year. Not always the good games either, because I was from an hour south. It always didn't line up with the schedule. But I had an undefeated record for a while. I was up until I was like 14. Yeah, I'd probably say like 11-0, 12-0. And then I went to that Tennessee Auburn game in 2004, and that came to a screeching halt as Ronnie Brown and Cadillac Williams whipped our ass.
Yeah, those are just a crazy duo.
Those are some bad boys.
Yeah.
Those were some bad boys. And, yeah, I remember Jason Allen getting ran over at the goal line, and that's when I realized, like, this is going to be a little bit different. Yeah, why were you watching that game? Just to feel some pain?
No, just I realized like I don't know much about many teams from like the early childhood.
Oh, okay.
So it's like I'll just look back and do all that stuff. Because the other day also I put on like the 2005 Tennessee versus Georgia.
Okay.
Because I think we came back in that one like to win 51-33.
Yeah, that was a big
05
one.
or 06, but
I think it was 06. That was a big one. I remember watching that one at my friend's house. That was a fun one. Storm back. That 06 team was really, really good. Just some bad injury management. Blew a lead against Florida. Couldn't beat them. Lost 21-20.
It also makes me want those jerseys again. The Bill Battle, Condrich Holloway.
Yeah.
Arms top.
See,
Adidas.
I didn't mind those. Me and William were talking yesterday. He does not like those. He hates those.
Like the alternate that we rolled out? Yeah, I thought it was all right.
Yeah, he was like, those are awful.
It is funny. I do like the, sometimes I poke fun, but I do like the daily like throwback videos or like highlights or something like that. The one that got posted yesterday or 2 days ago of the win down in Miami when we ended their win streak, and I watched it. And then I was like, man, this is that was the game that kind of radicalized me a little bit against like the fan base or at least like narratives. Because like so many people like talk about Casey Clausen, road warrior, big winner, and I watched that Miami game. He threw for 80 yards, and we won 10-6.
Hey, a win's a win.
Yeah, I know, but like I just remember like arguing like on the radio and on Twitter years ago about Dobbs versus Clausen. Like Clausen's a winner. Dobbs, he couldn't, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I think Dobbs would be okay too if he was only asked to go throw for 80 yards while his defense that was full of NFL talent,
Just dominated.
Yeah, held a team to 6 points and forced like 4 turnovers. I think most quarterbacks would be okay in that situation. No disrespect to Casey Clausen if he's listening, but like he had some pretty loaded teams and loaded defenses whenever he was here. That Miami game is always the one I think of, though. Like, yeah, you won 10-6 and pretty much did nothing on offense, but still went and ended a historic long home winning streak and beat a absolutely loaded Miami team.
Do you recall much about this Brent Schaefer fella?
Yeah. No, I mean that was.
I know he transferred to Ole Miss.
Yeah, no, I mean I that was a big part of my. I was a freshman in high school, I believe. Freshman in high school, that'd be right. Yeah, I'd be a freshman in high school. I mean, that was exciting. It was a little bit like what was going on here with Faison.
That's the parallels I immediately took away. I was like, okay, we got 2 freshmen here. Yeah. Eric Ainge, Brent Schaefer. One's kind of a good with his feet. The other one, pocket guys. So it's like.
No, I mean, like the parallels are definitely there. I mean, that's the only time I can remember. Maybe there's some historians, or maybe I'm missing something where we actually went into camp with 2 freshmen battling it out. Where those were the 2 options. George McIntyre, of course, not a freshman per se, but he is a redshirt freshman. That's really only one of the only times I can remember us having an actual quarterback battle as well. Like this year, I know that we've kind of gone out and I've planted my flag in Faison's camp early, but this is probably the most quarterback battle I can remember us actually having. I mean, maybe 2021 Joe Milton hitting Hooker, but I feel like it was Joe Milton's job whenever he got here. You could maybe say 2017 Dormady versus like Garantano.
I feel like that was the last legit one that we really had.
Yeah. Now that one felt like, Dormady was next in line in terms of, seniority, but like I would say that was a quarterback battle. But yeah, I mean, like, Schaefer versus Ainge, that was a huge one where, people were planting their flags and Tennessee actually, it was rare for Fulmer for him to do anything risky. Not only was he starting freshman, but like, was kind of letting both guys play. But then Ainge, took control of it in the Florida game.
So being on the coaching side of a QB battle is pretty interesting.
You guys got one right now in high school?
We got 3 guys. Because we lost our quarterback. He transferred to Halls.
Okay.
And he was like an all-region guy for us.
So he got poached.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time. I'm not going to disclose any other information on that because I don't know if I can, but yes, he did.
Okay.
But so
count your days, Halls.
Yeah.
We're going to start putting
Hughes.
There's going to be some tampering allegations coming your way, buddies.
But it's really interesting because like there's things about each of them that you like, but then you've got your reservations, and like one's older, one's a little bit younger, one's really talented, but just also transferred in from a bigger school where he wasn't getting to play at. So it's just really interesting to see.
That's crazy to me that it's so common that high schoolers are now
hitting the portal.
Yeah, hitting the portal.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
For opportunities.
It's crazy. Because like, I mean, that was like, you couldn't do that when I was in high school 4 years ago or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like you were like looked down upon if you left the school that you were at. And now it's like, oh yeah, go do whatever you want. So we didn't even get to practice yesterday. This is a story for y'all. I watched a funnel cloud go right above our school yesterday.
I heard there was some bad weather up that way. Yeah.
Yeah. We got 30 minutes of practice in, and then we got a lightning alert. So we go inside, whatever. We're hoping it's just a 30-minute thing. We can be back out there at 4. And then about 3:45, everybody's phones light up with tornado warnings. And then, of course, we all run outside to look at it because we're white, and we literally see the funnel cloud spinning and just go right above the school.
Them boys need to be out there, man.
Say Bubba looks disappointed in that group.
I mean,
a rep is a rep, man. You need all of them you can
I'm
get.
normally with you, but I'll say this:
work in the rain.
We watched 4 lightning strikes in a row hit on our field, so we're like, it's probably a good thing that we weren't out there.
Your week 1 opponent practiced in that
because we're white, so we want to go look at the weather. That's funny.
I mean, am I wrong?
No, you're not. That's what's funny about it. Okay, so you're like in Northeast Tennessee?
Yeah, it's Churchill.
Okay, yeah. Churchill. So where's you go? Do you make it all the way to 81?
I take 11W and Rutledge up that way, but I can take 81. The reason I take 11W is it's like 10 miles less, and it's about the same amount of time. So
I was just curious what like exit it would be and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really know Northeast Tennessee as well as I should since I've lived here my whole life, but okay. I got nothing really to report. I watched some WNBA, watched High School Musical. It was a weird night in the
Which one?
High School,
Musical,
which one?
That's what the first one.
Okay.
We had to start from the beginning. That's what the old lady wanted to watch. I said, you know what? I make you watch
Coach
a lot of
said,
stuff.
don't be afraid. You
Put it
gotta
on.
get your head in the game.
Although, like, 5 minutes into it, I was like, this feels just like a complete, I don't want to say ripoff, but like they're trying to do Grease, right? And I don't think it had registered with her whenever she was watching it growing up. But I Googled it, and apparently it was originally written to be Grease 3. The script when High School Musical was written was supposed to be Grease 3. But then Disney got involved and made it a new franchise, which I thought was interesting.
I enjoy, although I shouldn't, that like AI video of Grease where Danny and everybody else is like the gothic like piercing video. Because it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah, think about how many fish had to die for you to enjoy that video. And then this morning I was trying to shave my face, Sam, and my thing went dead.
That happened to me
Yeah,
as well.
It went dead.
I got pretty much 95% of the way,
Yeah.
luckily, but
I got I would say 85% of the way. It went dead, and I was like, I tried to put it on the charger, and it didn't
Yep.
charge fast enough. So I
Yep.
said, well, here we are. I'll try to fix it after the show, I guess, but the show must go on. So if I look like a mangy dog on camera, that's why. Bubba, send us a break. We'll come back. We'll talk some sports right here on Fan Run Radio.
Check out exclusive Fan Run video content on YouTube. Just search Fan Run Sports and be sure to like and subscribe.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jacob Wilco at Knoxville Smiles. Have you ever wanted to improve the look of your smile? We know firsthand what the power of a great smile means to a person's confidence and health. Our team of doctors can provide you with an array of options for helping you achieve your cosmetic goals. From simply moving teeth into a better position, to reversible cosmetic bonding, to full mouth implant-supported dentures. It is our goal to help patients feel good about their appearance while achieving optimal health. Want to learn more? Call us at 865-539-1776 to schedule an evaluation, or visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends. Everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work-hard, play-hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
Are you ready for the start of a new season? Maybe looking for your team to go on a tournament run? Get game day ready with Crumble. Head on over to your nearest location and pick up 12 pre-selected cookies plus exclusive toppers. When you're looking for dessert options, there's no question about who you should call on. Our listeners already know. Last year, the Dubai chocolate was a home run, along with the brownie batter. Oreo crumb was another crowd favorite. What new flavor will set the standard this season? If you're in the Knoxville area, there are 3 locations ready to serve you: Clinton Highway, Parkside Drive, and Maryville. Download the Crumble app to build your best lineup and vote on the best combos. You can even put your bid in to request a new flavor. Order in the app and slide on over to your nearest location. Tell them Fan Run sent you, and as always, it's for the fans, by the fans. Don't miss the cookies.
Back in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios, drink the lights, refreshing White Claw Hard Seltzer. No real huge one thing I think going on in sports right now, but there are a couple things I find interesting. And one yesterday that caught my eye was the number one player in the 2028 class, which feels archaic. It makes me feel archaic that we're talking about the 2028 recruiting class. But the number one player in that class, Amir Sears, announced that he was going to reclassify to the 2027 class. And I feel like this is like the sixth, seventh one of these guys I've seen of the last like week and a half. You know, you go back to Marcus Spears' son at Texas. Then they had a big-time cornerback do it. Now you have Sears do it. And these are both like elite prospects. And I guess this guy's going to go to Miami, I think is what people think. But it does seem like the reclassification thing is a real new trend. And I can't help but chalk it up to just the 5 years to play 5 years thing, where now you're going to see these kids pretty much skip their senior season because there's no risk for those elite type of prospects. Because if you think about it, and I think we've talked about it, the high 4 stars, the 5 stars, their goal is always going to be to get to the league. So, like, if I am a number one type of player, either in basketball like Spears or in football like Sears, I don't think there's any realistic chance I'm going to spend my 5th year playing college ball.
Yeah.
And I damn sure ain't going to do it when I'm 22, 23 years old. So, like, if you start my clock when I'm 17, okay, yeah, maybe I'll hang around until I'm 22. I won't be behind. I'll be just on pace as the other seniors. But I'll get another year in a college, weight room. I'll get another year on the field. I don't know how much a high school senior can play, college football. I'm a little bit unsure about that, like in terms of this reclassifying cornerback, Amir Sears. Is he going to be like an impact player as a freshman? No, probably not. But I would say his chances of going up to be a impact 18-year-old sophomore, that goes up for sure. And then you throw in the earlier you get to school, the earlier you could cash in on the revenue share, on your contracts, on the big NIL money. And to me, this is changing college sports, and it's really changing high school sports for these elite athletes. And it made me a little bit sad that like DGG wasn't, one of these players that was following that trend and getting on campus himself.
Yeah, and I think it obviously varies like sport to sport. I think football is kind of going to be one of the only ones that maybe is, you won't see some 5-star, 18-year-olds coming in and just playing right away, or 17-year-olds right away, because, I think football just developmentally is a little bit different. You do have to get bigger and stronger. But I mean, I saw a clip of Sean Miller talking to the media yesterday, talking about Marcus Spears Jr. and how he said, yeah, he's 17 years old, but he's not someone who's just going to develop this year. He's going to impact our team. All it took was, 3 days of practice for me to see that this kid can go and make a difference on this team. So, like, I think you'll see basketball, like those early entrants, they'll make a difference. I think baseball will be another one too. Like
high school seniors in baseball probably can play at that level, right?
Yeah. So I think it'll be interesting to kind of see different sports. And then, you kind of talk about the development aspect of it. You feel like you're a year ahead. A sport like baseball, where age is such a huge factor in kind of just your professional development. If you can get out there and kind of just get out there and start rolling immediately, it kind of helps all parties involved, it feels like.
So you said they were talking about Spears. to the point where he's going to be like a starter, or just kind of, like a super guy off the bench that maybe starts by the end of the year?
Yeah, I would say something like that. I mean, that starting five that they've put together is pretty damn stout in itself before he even got there. And, I'd expect him to be a 7th or 8th man off the bench type of thing.
Yeah. But I mean,
I could see Amari Evans' role disappear for this kid.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you're Mari Evans, like that's definitely competition. It's interesting in basketball because I do think it's still a physical sport in the SEC. Like, I don't think it's a non-contact sport by any means, but like it's definitely not the same as getting out on a football field, going up against guys 2 or 3 or 4 years older than you. Basketball, we've seen guys. Now they're rare, but like the top level guys back in the day, come out of high school and get in the league. And, some of those guys didn't necessarily hit the ground running. Like, Kobe basically sat for a year and a half, but on the other hand, like LeBron as a rookie, pretty damn stout. And then by year 2, year 3, that development was, jump started. So I do think you're seeing that now in college sports. And it's another wrinkle for these coaches to have to navigate. Baseball is interesting, though, because, like, those guys are good enough to get drafted top 10 in the, MLB draft. Do you think that's a way to get guys on campus, is to try to get them, reclassified and making, I would say making money earlier, but that wouldn't really, I guess you would get a year head start. But then at the same time in baseball, you'd be signing up for like a 3-year commitment type of thing. Whereas the elite high schoolers could go pro if they just waited and got graduated.
I think it obviously depends on like the Jared Grinlinger kid, for example. Like I don't think 5 for 5 is even going to get him to Tennessee because he's just such a high level talent. But like a guy that's, maybe a 2nd or 3rd round pick out of high school or something like that. To me, if you're 17 and you think, all right, I can go impact this team pretty much immediately, and then I'll still only be 20 by the time I'm draft eligible, playing 3 years of college baseball. Like 20 is still in prime age for those MLB teams to go say, hey, I'm going to go take I'm going to sign him over slot value here in the 1st round now or something like that.
On one hand, it is a nice opportunity for those high school players. On the other hand, I do wonder if it becomes a thing where it's almost the expectation. Because like I said, even seeing the handful of guys who have reclassified, it did make me think, man, I wish my 5-star crown jewel was reclassifying. I wish we were getting Gabriel Georges on campus, a year early.
No sure how that kid goes to a public school, though, right?
That Amir Sears? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what high school he goes to.
To be fair, whenever we had
the Columbus Explorers down in Florida, I don't know if that's public or private or what, Bubba.
I could see them doing a favor for him, though, because it's like we had a girl at Carnes who was going to be on The Voice, Emily Ann.
Okay.
And they just pretty much let her skip her senior year.
Really?
To just go out and fly out to L.A.
and pursue that dream.
Yeah, they'll give him like schoolwork, but
no, she finished 2nd.
Is she riding that wave?
She's been trying to. I mean, she's got a pretty good like TikTok and social media following.
Yeah, I would think finishing 2nd is enough to kind of put you on the map. Like you don't like. I would wonder what the actual breakdown is of like people who have become stars, and like if they actually won or not. Because I feel like just getting on there and getting your voice heard.
I forget what season it was. I don't think it was like the Chris Blue season, but
like Morgan Wallen comes to mind. Like he didn't win.
But he didn't win it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He was on The Voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet they made special favors for him out there. No, they didn't.
No, I mean he wasn't.
He was eliminated pretty early, if I'm not mistaken.
He made it to TV.
Yeah, he made it to TV, but he wasn't on that much longer after that.
He made it to TV because I remember seeing you can find it on YouTube now. Like I mean, they his little 5-minute, 6-minute segment or whatever.
Not to like switch back to this like high school and like thing, but like
let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it.
I feel like that could be a gray area for kids that reclassify, because it's like, say they're in a public institution like here in Knox County. Don't know if you could do that, but then it's like, hey, let me transfer over to a Catholic or a Webb or CAK or something. Then it's like at that point, I've got enough credits that transferred. I took a summer class online.
Yeah.
Therefore,
well, to me, it has to be, it when you said that last part, it almost feels a little bit like the European soccer we were talking about. Like, it's our version of the European soccer, sending them to the academies, which is like, hey, are you an elite athlete? Don't worry about your senior year. Go into college. You're going to make it. But like, I do hope that it just kind of gets reserved for the elites of the elites. Like, the 5-star, like, hey, yeah, we want to really invest in you type of players, and that you don't get people making mistakes like they have at every level. Like, you used to have high school players skip college to go to the NBA and their careers kind of flame out. You had that. But I mean, also in the same time, you had guys that leave for the NFL early after 3 years that don't make it to the league, that flame out, that should have came back to school for their senior year. Like, it happens at every level, but it would feel a little bit grosser if it was like, 17-year-olds ruining their life versus, 20, 21-year-olds. So hopefully it is just reserved for the elite of the elite and the big 5-stars. Because I don't know from a college standpoint, like, I don't want Josh Heupel getting in the mix here with like fringe guys that you don't know how they're going to develop. Because sometimes that senior year in high school, and that tells you a different story. Either some guys have peaked too early and they don't necessarily continue that growth and development, or they just kind of plateau out and get passed up by other guys.
We did get confirmation in the chat that Columbus, that school where he went, is public.
Okay,
it's where the Mendozas went to high school.
Oh, so. Nice. A little bit of a football factory down there, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, it's South Florida.
Sure. So. Yeah, that is a place that I would look and see that there's probably a better number, a better percentage of high schoolers that are ready to go out and play at an elite level.
So even at Sanford, we had some kids skip their second semester of their senior year and early enroll, which
really?
which I figured that would just be like a Power 5 thing or Power 4 thing, and then
you would think so.
Sure enough, we had 3 or 4 of them show up last January. I'm like, that's cool. I just didn't think that would happen.
Yeah, I don't.
But they ended up playing for us this year as true freshmen. So
got a head start, and I mean, I don't know if those players, do they stick with Sanford for most of their career, or are they able to hit the portal?
One of them already left. Did
he upgrade? Like,
he went to Elon.
Okay,
so he kind of stayed about the same. One of our receivers, he played significantly for us this year, and he was a preseason all conference kid that they just announced maybe a week or so ago.
Okay,
would not shock me if he transferred up. He definitely can. His thing is just he's small, and when I say small, he's short. Like, sure. he's built, and for a slot receiver, he's just short.
Yeah,
but he's good. He's talented.
I always like when the high school seniors, like, I do feel like if you're a serious prospect or you're serious about playing like SEC ball, because like I would have thought it was just the power schools that were really doing that, but like, it is almost the expectation there for you to skip basically your last semester of high school, and get on campus early. Like, any type of, like, Faison Brandon did it. Like, Gabriel George is going to do that. Like, or Gabriel George, excuse me, is going to do that. Like, I do feel like that's kind of the new expectation, to be an early enrollee. Like, that's the very bare minimum. But it's been that way for about 15 years.
For the big schools, I think you need to just to get that leg up. I had one that we had a corner that was a big special teamer, and he got some rotational minutes. We had some guys get hurt, and he's still there, and he'll probably start this year. So I mean, it benefits you no matter at what level you do it.
No, if I see a incoming freshman be a regular, I'm going to show up in the summer. Like, I don't have really any hope at all for him to be a contributor in year one. And quite frankly, it knocks my confidence down that he'll be a contributor ever down a couple pegs. So it is kind of expected to do that. So I wonder if the new, hey, just skip your senior year altogether and let's get here and work. You think 5 months in this weight program is going to give you a head start? How about 12? How about a full year in this system? Let's go.
I don't think we would ever get the numbers of kids like across the board to fill this idea up, but it would be fun if like you get all the kids that kind of skip their senior year of high school and kind of enroll early, and you can watch them. You can watch all the early enrollees play the spring game, and that's an actual game where they could then play against other schools of their early enrollees and get kind of their first look at college football a little bit, but it's still against kids that are like
their age,
on par with them.
Well, going back to his like soccer analogy with it, that's like a team's like U17 team
exactly
playing each other.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like we used to have the freshman like JV thing. We used to do that in college sports, and it went away. And I don't know if you'd have enough to be able to do like full teams or whatever. I would imagine that's the holdback there.
So the chat's talking right now about like how NIL works at the JUCO level for some reason. I don't think that's a thing. Like I think they can, but these places don't have enough money for that.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, but like I do think I don't know exactly what the chat is talking about, but I do think JUCO, and I'm interested in schools like a Samford, because I do think 5, 6, 10 years from now, that's the new evolution where if you are getting some of these high schoolers out early, I do think eventually we'll get to just the feeder schools where you'll have kind of the James Madison, Indiana thing, which I know is an impromptu type of thing, but like where you have a school developing guys and working on guys with the understanding of like, hey, 4 or 5 of you is going to get that call up to the big leagues. Here at ETSU, we're going to coach you, and like we're going to take some of these fringe, sending our London Academy guys there instead of like taking up a spot at UT. But as these spots become more and more, scarce, whenever we get the 5 years and 5 years to play 5, type of thing, and like guys are staying in school longer, we can't necessarily afford to take some of the diamonds in the rough the same level. So hey, we got our partner school here right up the road. Go here. We like the coaches. We trust the coaches. Ball out, and we'll give you the call up. We'll get you in the transfer portal, and we'll get you on the roster. To me, I don't think that's too far down the road.
I just feel like you're playing too big a risk of somebody just not going to your school from the feeder school. Like you do have that risk.
Sure, but I mean it's the same. There's already that type of relationship though at local high schools. Like I think you're going to see that moving forward with the Baylor school. You've already kind of started that pipeline there before DGG, and you continue it with DGG, and then now there's the Adidas relationship.
Yeah, they've got good relationships with Catholic,
right?
I know that.
But I mean Baylor in particular just switched over to Adidas. Yeah. So like to me, you got some coaches there. You got
I want to say a couple former UT Vols were
right,
or
like Westmoreland's there. Like he's there, and like that relationship matters. So like you already kind of have those pipeline schools, and basketball, you have the pipeline AAU stuff, like you have the Bobby Mazes of the world. Barnes used to have the Ja Lucases, I believe, of the world that would funnel guys there, and you didn't get all of them. So like like what you're saying, Josh, in terms of them not choosing your school, like sure it probably wouldn't be 100% thing, but like
it'll help. Yeah,
if you get 80% of them and you get a head start, I do think that would be kind of what I'm looking for over the next 5-10 years. I think you'll start seeing some of that. Skipping your prom, I don't know how much you liked your prom, Sam. I don't know if it was worth sticking like your whole senior, like your second semester.
In my experience, they all went back for their prom.
Okay,
they just like asked me like, hey, can we go do this? And they're like, yeah.
A little best of both worlds.
Yeah. They just had to like miss out on a spring practice or something. But
I was gonna say, I feel like if I was a college athlete, I don't think I would be like
get me to the dorms.
Prom,
bro. Get me,
especially if I'm making NIL money.
Yeah. Nah, if I'm making NIL money, I want to show back up at the prom with like my new suit.
So yeah, that's still their boys over there.
My new boots. Rent us a nice car. I'd be the man. But yeah. I think I would be willing to sacrifice prom to get into college and like you said, be making money. That was one of the things I found interesting yesterday. I do think that was, there's a new trend going on for sure. Like I don't think it's a coincidence that you've had five or so of these guys all kind of make their intentions known over the last couple of weeks since the 5-5 came into effect. I think you're going to see that continue to be the new norm for elite prospects.
I'm ready for our first.
Yeah. I mean, you had it. What, Vanderbilt had a basketball player do it as well, right? I mean, they had one of their highest rated guys. Neesmith or whatever. Neesmith just did it as well. It'd be nice for us to add a couple of these guys.
Yeah.
Bubba, send us a break. We'll get into the next thing I find interesting from these big conversations across sports right now. Stick with us. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Check out exclusive Fan Run video content on YouTube. Just search Fan Run Sports and be sure to like and subscribe.
Yeah, it's the beginning of the week, so there's not much to do in Knoxville, right? Wrong. Get out to Covenant Health Park because your Knoxville Smokies have Taco Tuesday and All-You-Can-Eat Wednesday with all the good food you can eat for less than $20, and that includes game tickets.
Sweet.
Thursdays, get your drink on with Thirsty Thursday and half-off draft beers. So beginning of the week blues, no more. Get your tickets now at SmokiesBaseball.com.
Knoxville Smokies. A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Malone at Knoxville Smiles. Has it been a while since your last dental visit? If so, I'd like to invite you to come see us. At Knoxville Smiles, it's our vision to provide the best dental care in town in a relaxed, friendly environment. So if it's been a while and you've been putting it off, don't wait any longer. Come see us at Knoxville Smiles. You can schedule an appointment online at knoxvillesmiles.com or by phone at 865-539-1776.
Life is more fun with a Good Life account, offering extra benefits, including bank travel. Experience the trip of a lifetime to Ireland. Explore rolling green hills, historic castles, and charming villages across the Emerald Isle. Get in on the fun. Call 865-429-7935 today.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great together. Did you guys watch the Tony Romo video yesterday?
I saw it came out, but no.
Bubba, did you watch it?
Oh, I did. I watched both of them.
That was appointment TV.
Sam, you watched them?
I love body cam footage.
I visited my grandma, my grandpa.
Did he sound inebriated?
Not really.
No.
Okay.
No.
What do you think? I'm drunk because I'm coming from the golf course?
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
The idea that he was going, I couldn't really. It's funny because at the beginning of the video, they're both talking about how they can't hear each other. And it's funny because I couldn't hear because I was like, did he really just say he's going to see his grandma and grandpa? Are his grandparents still alive? Tony Romo's like 40. However, I haven't had my grandparents be alive since I was like 13. I had one grandma make it till I was like, in my 20s. But like all my other grandparents were dead by the time I was 13. Tony Romo's 40 with grandparents? What the hell? But then sure enough, I guess he was going to visit grandma and grandpa. Unless that's like the name of a restaurant or something. I still couldn't really put that together. But no, I thought that in the video, like, I thought he was being pretty respectful, and I thought he was being, he didn't seem drunk to me. And I know, seeing the body cam footage and knowing he got arrested, you knew it was headed, so you were looking for those cues or whatever. But it did seem a little strange how that escalated. It's almost like the moment he asked if he could call his lawyer. That she was like, okay, yep, this guy's doing something dirty. It's time to, escalate this.
But still, I feel like everyone has a right to call their lawyer. No,
I don't know what the rules are there, because I saw somebody ask that, and I saw some people be like, "Nope, traffic stops are not the same. Like you don't have the ability to like interrupt a cop's traffic stop to call your lawyer." Now I think there's a way you can like roll your windows up and basically call your lawyer, but they're taking you to jail at that point. But like you don't incriminate yourself at all. But like they're entitled to I think be allowed to like have a conversation with you.
After seeing the body cam footage come out, I feel like we're gonna see him.
I'm siding with Romo on this.
Yeah,
one.
we're gonna see him on CBS week 1 like nothing happened. I think.
Do we know if we have a BAC? I haven't seen anything about like what he blew.
Not that I've seen.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I just saw he failed a field sobriety test, which, look, I do think in the video that they're asking, like, have you had head injuries? Like, I don't think a football player that's had a bunch of injuries, or really anybody that's had any type of injuries, is going to necessarily pass a field sobriety test with flying colors.
Also think, too, one, like, it's a small point, but, like, he mentions in the video that he's had back injuries and surgeries, and that's going to affect how you move.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like that could also skew.
Says he refused to take a breathalyzer.
He was stretching for that field sobriety test.
Now they also found shooters on him, right? They found like
customary. Come on now.
Well, no, I'm not defending it or saying it's bad. I'm just saying that was part of the reason I think it got escalated too, is that they found like little airplane bottles on him, right?
I didn't see that.
I wonder if this golf course is going to get in hot water over this.
No.
No,
It's not the golf course's fault.
Yeah, I mean, like in the
no, but like, could this cause like probably not, but like because we see a lot of situations of this, but like these places to crack down on over serving, their guests.
I don't know how Romo got down or what he was doing in golf. I've only gone to the golf course maybe twice, 3 times. The people I've gone with have all pretty much brought their own booze.
Would you go again?
Now you could buy it from the course girl, the cart girl as well. But like, there's enough people that like bring it like in their own like little bag that I don't know if the golf course is necessarily liable. Would I go again? Yeah, I like riding around the golf course and drinking with the boys. I don't think I'd ever golf again. I think I'm done with that. I think I'm done trying to figure that out. Although maybe not.
You just need to hit one pure just one time.
Well, that's the thing, is I took lessons one time, Bubba, and I was hitting them pretty good.
Never take lessons starting off. Set a basis for yourself, get comfortable with that, and then go from there.
Okay, maybe I did it wrong.
As a guy that has yet to take a golf lesson because I cannot hit under 90 yet. When I make that point on my own, then I'll go and get a lesson.
Well, I was just starting from nothing. So I was like, I wanted to learn, and I had a good buddy that was a good teacher. He's like, yeah, come on, I'll give you a discount. I went and I was hitting them pretty straight, like in the session. He's like, yeah, go play your round. And that was where I made a mistake, because I was not ready to go play around. I shot a 6 on hole 1. I was like, okay, that's pretty good. It was a par 4. I was like, that's good. A guani, hole 1. I was like, all right, I'm a natural. Then hole 2, you have to tee off above some water, and I couldn't get over the water. I just kept hitting grounders, and I kept shanking it.
You probably picked too hard of a course to start off.
Well, yeah, I know. I probably shouldn't have been. But really, hole 1 was pretty good. 6 on a par 4. I was like, you know what? We're off and running. That's pretty good. Everything was kind of going where I wanted it to go. I was still hitting them down the middle. And then, hole 2. And then I got in my head, because then my buddy I was playing with, I didn't want to hold him up. I didn't want to hold the people up behind me. So then I just picked up the ball and quit playing.
Those first couple holes at Iguani are tricky.
Couldn't get over the water.
Mm-hmm.
I should have just kept hitting from the fairway. Should have just kicked, should have just like, I'm not going to tee off yet. That's what I should have done. Maybe I would have been a golfer by now. Who knows? I don't know. So you say Tony Romo, you think maybe just like an internal slap on the wrist, and like, no job, not in jeopardy at all, no suspension, because it did seem that at the very least he was not like belligerent. I think we'd all agree on that, right?
No, not at all. Well, Mike, what I was just reading, the only reason they arrested him is because he refused a breathalyzer. So they're like, all right, you're guilty, and then they just took him.
Well, that's what happens. That
is what happens.
Yeah. That's called like implied, consent or guilt. What is it called? Implied by consent. That doesn't sound right. But either way, if you
we know what you're saying.
Yeah, if you refuse the breathalyzer, that's basically you're giving up your rights there, and they have probable cause to take you, and I get that. And I would say Romo probably wasn't sure if he would blow over a .08 or not. He probably knows it would have been close. He's like, I'm not going to risk it. I got good lawyers. We'll get this
he did
tossed
claim
out.
he had 0 drinks, though.
Oh, really?
That he did claim that.
Interesting. I feel like if you had 0 drinks, you blow. So I don't know if I believe that, Tony Romo.
So
I feel like people always tell you to take the blood test instead of do the breathalyzer.
Yeah. Yeah. They do. But like, that is interesting that he said he didn't have 1 drink and that he still wouldn't blow, because I feel like if you didn't have 1 drink, you would have blown. So I don't know if I believe
no,
that.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah. I don't know, Jim.
Do you know? Where's Gruden signed with?
John?
Yeah,
Barstool.
Barstool?
No, but like, because I know like he's calling an NFL preseason game with Rondé Barber.
Oh, really?
I did not know that. No, I thought he was exclusively Barstool.
John Gruden's too busy trying out PB&J beers in
Yeah, he
Knoxville,
is.
Bubba.
Hey, that's my kind of guy.
He was here not too long ago, wasn't he?
Yeah, according to this Yahoo Sports article.
I think he was here 2 weeks ago because I saw him post a picture. It went on my Instagram. Somebody posted a picture at like Aubrey's with him. He was there.
Yeah. Well, that's the video where he was trying those PB&J beers, it looked like.
Yeah, okay, so according to Fox News, Bubba, this is where I'm seeing it. He got another football job. Well, okay, so he's slated to be on the call for an NFL preseason game doing play-by-play. That seems weird that he'd be doing play-by-play. Fox News did not get like a follow-up. Fox News is the only people I've seen post this out, Bubba. I haven't seen... He'll be on the TV booth. I wonder if it's just going to be like in Tampa Bay locally. Like I
mean, that is a possibility if he's doing it with Rondé Barber.
Yeah, I'd imagine like because Tampa Bay still loves him. Like they still honor him. I think they still kind of, he won a Super Bowl for him. So I think they still haven't, necessarily turned their back on him. So I'd imagine he's just going to hop on the TV, especially if he's doing play-by-play. This wouldn't be like an actual like national assignment by any means.
John Gruden should become like a radio guy, I think.
I mean, that's basically what he's doing with Barstool. I mean, he's got a platform. He's getting out.
I personally would like to see Gruden join the Manning cast.
Oh, that'd be great. Do y'all watch his QB class every spring when that comes out? I do.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
have a great time with it. I think it's awesome.
I used to, but I don't really anymore. Now maybe like I think I maybe watched some of the Titans. Did Cam Ward do one with him? Like
No.
he didn't do one. I was gonna say I watched the Will Levis. Will Levis did one with Gruden, right? Or no?
I don't
Maybe.
think he did.
Ty Simpson did. I think the quarterback
don't watch
prospects
any.
aren't interesting enough for me, honestly.
Yeah, maybe I haven't watched any.
I watch it because of Gruden. I don't watch it because of the
fun
QB
'cause it's
prospects.
Like, they took the guy Taylor Green from Arkansas, and he's like, "Hey, you're a big guy. I want you to think about transforming into a tight end." He's like, "Nah, quarterback." He's like, "But your size, you might be better," and he just refuses to like change his gameplay or anything. It's like, well, good luck, Taylor.
I'm sure a part of that was Gruden trying to test him a little bit, because I feel like if I'm Taylor Green, the only way I'm going to be a successful quarterback is if I tell everybody I'm not going to do anything else, and that I'm a quarterback, and that I'm going to figure this out at the next level. So I do wonder. Now, we'll check back in on Taylor Green in 2 years, and whether or not he's still trying to chase that dream of being.
Saying if being a tight end is going to be what keeps him in the league, he'll probably do it.
Yeah, like I mean, even Tebow, got moved to fullback and tight end after a couple years too. So I'd imagine
Terrell Pryor turned into a wide receiver.
Right. Yeah, I mean Terrell Pryor, and he was an interesting wide receiver for like at least like a couple weeks, where you thought, there might be something here. So yeah, like I'll check back in on Green in a couple years, and we'll see how that goes.
Also, I don't know if we're saving this, but that video of the Titans and the drop ball, I don't like that drill. Because they're having the guys, and they just like throw the ball over the top of them. And like, they're looking straight ahead, and it's like trying to catch it and figure it out.
What drill are you talking about, Bub? I didn't see this. Did you see this video, Sam?
Don't really know what you're talking about.
I think I might have seen it like a couple. Was it like a week ago?
Was it for wide receivers or just dropping the ball?
They're just having everywhere. Like, they had Cam Ward like there, and then they just like throw the ball like over the top of him while he's looking ahead, and he has to like catch. And then also, it was in part with the wide receiver video where they're running close, but they're throwing it low, and pretty much everybody dropped those.
I mean, I kind of like Cam Ward. Let's keep his athleticism up. Let's keep his hand-eye coordination up. Yeah, keep working those, those quick twitch muscles and all that.
Well, and I see why you would do that for a receiver, because
Sure.
they got to work tracking it over their shoulder. Like, I understand that, and at that point you're just simulating them, the ball being there quicker than they think, and them not getting their head around quick enough. So I understand that one, but
poor Romo, just Hair looks disheveled. They got him down there on the damn ground stretching.
I needed like a cop to stretch him out.
Yeah. Can you get down? Can you push? I need you to hold my legs over my head.
Just a couple more seconds there. That hammy's a little tight.
We probably won't ever get like a statement or anything from Romo, though, right? Like he's not ever going to address this.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even think we'll get a CBS comment on it.
I wouldn't be surprised if like this ends up getting dismissed and we never actually go to court.
I mean, if it's in Wisconsin too,
nice head of hair he's got.
It'll get blown over pretty quick.
Nice car, just riding down the interstate.
What'd you say? I can't really hear you.
Yeah, no,
I'm going to my grandma's.
It got off to a little bit of a rough start. I was like, oh no, they got my boy Romo.
I thought he was hammered in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, the first 30 seconds, I was like, oh no, they got my boy Romo. But the more I watched, like, you know what? This don't seem that bad. I always liked Romo. I don't know how you felt, or if you guys remember really watching him as a quarterback. Like,
he was all right.
Yeah, I always rooted for him.
I rooted for him, but like he never really did it for me. I would say he was just a slightly above average quarterback.
No, I disagree there. As slightly above average. I thought he was great. I don't think he was quite, that top tier level where you looked at during that time, obviously with Brady and.
But I also was
Manning,
younger for his career, so I only caught like the back half, like that I really remember. So that's probably why I think it's slightly above average instead of good to great.
It also just kind of sucked for him because when you're a Cowboys quarterback, they were always on TV and they were always in close games.
Mm-hmm.
So like he always had the ball, like, trailing with a chance to go tied or win. And then like, when you fail, they just absolutely crush you. But then all the fourth quarter numbers are actually like Tony Romo was actually like the best fourth quarter quarterback in the league, but he got like a choke artist narrative. Dropping the snap in the playoffs against Seattle, that was a pretty big gaffe on that field goal. That's kind of where it started. I always rooted for him though.
Never had a problem with him.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about him as an announcer these days, but
he used to be really good. And then like, I don't think he's fallen off as much as people say he has, but he's definitely not as good as he was when he first started.
I think that's for sure. I don't know if he just like got a little bit disconnected from the league because what made him so great at first was that, he was just coming out of the league. So he had those relationships and he had that understanding of what the league was doing. Or if he just got the big money, it's like, you know what? I don't need to do the same amount of homework I need to. I got my shtick and it works and I'm rich. It's good.
But it's like some people like think he's like unbearable to listen to. I disagree with that, but
I go back and forth. Like he does annoy me at times these days, and then sometimes I think it's overblown. But there are times that when he's I think when Romo's bad, he's really bad.
Mm-hmm.
I think when he's annoying, he becomes really annoying, and it really stands out to you. Hour 1 of the books. We'll kick off hour 2 with some headlines. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. Fan Run Radio.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Smoky Mountain Brewery is the place to be for game day. From the moment you walk in, it's wall-to-wall big screens, making Smoky Mountain Brewery the perfect place to watch the Vols or your favorite team in action. With locations in Turkey Creek, Maryville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, you're never far away from a great time at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Try one of their world-famous microbrews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe, topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget, those famous microbrews are also available in kegs for your next party or in 6-packs and growlers to go. So grab your crew and head to Smoky Mountain Brewery and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends, everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
In the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios, hour number 2. Before we get to headlines, let's remind you that on Thursday, August 13th, it'll be our 3rd annual Fan Run Night at the Smokies. Come hang out with us at Covenant Health Park. Thursday means you'll get half-price draft beer. College night, which means you'll get $10 tickets with a valid student ID. And you can come hang out with us. I'm sure we'll have some games. I don't know if we've got anybody pegged yet for the first pitch. Bubba, you want it? You want the first pitch? And he looks nervous.
I don't deserve it.
It's probably true. You probably ain't done enough around here, paid your dues. There's probably people that are ahead of you in line. That's what I like about you, Bubba. You're self-aware in that way.
Just know I'd fire that thing in there, though.
Yeah, for sure. I do have a girlfriend. She just goes to another school.
Hey, I was a pitcher when I was a kid. Granted, I was only a pitcher for like 2 games. No, I was a pitcher in first base.
Yeah.
I was, big boy, so they didn't have me running out too much.
More of a catcher these days.
You're tossing the ball back out to the pitcher when you ump, right?
Oh yeah.
Do you throw the ball to the ump, or the kids do it?
It's a mixture because sometimes the kids are just like adjusting their equipment, so it's like
play ball.
That's one thing I've paid more attention to with umpires, because it's like them being nice to the catchers and stuff. So it's like if a kid takes a ball ricochet, then they'll like step in and clear the play, even though it doesn't need to be cleared. Give the kid a couple extra seconds. Build that good grace so that way they don't yell at you too much.
Tricks of the trade. Yeah. And also you just want to be nice to kids. Not so much that they won't yell at you, just it's the common decency thing to do.
I'm there for a good competitive environment, all right?
Why was Spanky in there rubbing on your chest, by the way?
Measuring things.
He measured something. He didn't tell me what for.
Did you ask him what for?
No.
No, he just came in here.
And I'm
lined
kind
him
of
up and
supporting the
then left.
measurement too, because it's like he goes, all right, 2 inches by 2 inches.
I
And
think
it's
he
kinda around
was
like
measuring that power T that he's got on his
pec,
chest.
Area.
What would you have done if he had come there and told you to drop your pants?
Well, I'd say what?
You at least
Say what?
Would you at least ask a question at that point? You just let him come in there and get his hands all over your chest without asking him what he was doing?
I mean, pants is different than, chest. We can go tops off a lot, but
Slippery
we're not
slope,
going,
brother.
pants off a lot.
Slippery slope, brother. All right, let's hit some headlines. Josh, get us started.
Yeah, first one up. Justin Herbert and Madison Beer got engaged yesterday.
Congrats to the happy couple.
Yeah,
I still don't really know much about Madison Beer. A singer, I suppose. I know she was like on a tour. I don't know any of her songs. She's a cute girl, though.
is that good for him? Yeah. I mean,
I don't really like Justin Herbert.
I'm indifferent.
I don't really like him as a quarterback. I don't necessarily like his vibe. I won't say I dislike it, but I don't know if I've ever really heard him talk longer than like a couple sentences here and there.
Yeah, he's a pretty quiet guy.
It seems
But
like
he found him
there
a
is
baddie and said, "Hey, I'm going to lock her down."
I think there's a trend with like quarterbacks getting engaged and then going and having like career years.
Okay,
that is true. That might need to for fantasy football purposes. That might be something we need to monitor.
I saw this tweet that 2020 Mahomes gets engaged, Super Bowl appearance. 2023 Brock Purdy, he goes to the Super Bowl. Hell, you had Christian McCaffrey in that same year. Josh Allen wins MVP. Sam Darnold gets married, wins a Super Bowl.
let me check here because
This might be the year to.
as you're talking about this, like I don't know what would you recommend with the Chargers? You recommending we take?
I mean, I'd probably recommend to not bet them to win the Super Bowl personally.
Well, what do you think is more? What do you think is a better?
I'd maybe bet on just Herbert personally to have a good year.
Yeah, so I mean, like the Chargers. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but they got a lot of love right now. The Harbaugh,
They always do.
Well, yeah, but like I didn't fully realize that they had the 5th best odds to win the Super Bowl. Like they have the same exact odds as the Kansas City Chiefs and San Francisco 49ers, who are
that's a little ridiculous in my opinion.
two mainstays there. The
I
Chiefs,
get Harbaugh raises your floor, but
he raises your ceiling. No, he raises your
I
ceiling.
mean, he raises
too.
everything,
Yeah,
but
the Chiefs down at 16-1. I mean, I know that roster is just not as good, but it's kind of it's a crazy number. I'm not used to seeing them so far down, but yeah, the Chargers right there at 16-1. So you got that option, or could maybe a little Justin Herbert MVP action. What do you think about that? We buying Madison Beer that much that she can maybe take him to the damn MVP?
I mean, if you threw 5 on it, what would that get you?
Let's see. Player props. Where are we at? Futures. No, I don't want Super Bowl futures. Not regular season wins.
Another good quote coming out of the Chargers camp. Joe Alt, he pulled up to training camp yesterday, apparently in a 2009 Toyota Sienna.
Nice.
Okay.
So he just still drives minivans. And he said that when the Alt family goes on vacation, we're looking for a Toyota Sienna. If you're looking for a minivan, not even sponsored by Toyota, get yourself a Toyota Sienna.
He's just doing it for the love of the game.
So unrelated to
Awards.
that.
Here we go. Hold on. Real quick, Bubba, before you move on.
Okay.
Justin Herbert. So he can't even get great odds there. Okay, so the Chargers, I guess, are not a secret this year. They are darlings. I told you they're 16-1. Herbert, at least on Caesars, and their future odds, not always great. They got them at 10-1. They have the same odds as Patrick Mahomes. You got Allen at 6-1, Lamar at 8-1, Burrow at 9-1, then Mahomes and Herbert at 10-1.
I think that's high for Burrow too. I get he's a great quarterback, but
When you say high, you mean that he shouldn't be ahead of Herbert? Is that what you mean? Like
I don't think he should be ahead of Mahomes.
Yeah, okay, that plus 900 is too
Yeah.
too short of odds for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Now, Bubba, what were you gonna say?
There's one thing I want to complain about.
Okay.
The Ravens, they did something really cool.
This is about to be bad news for somebody. Bubba is fired up and he's complaining. What's the bad news?
Well, one thing that's really cool is like the Ravens let their PA announcer for the first day of camp announce the guys coming into the facility.
I saw that video, but I haven't watched it yet.
I appreciate the guys that lean into it and appreciate it because some guys will do a little walk up, and then some guys like Lamar Jackson just immediately run straight to the door. Don't even give this guy the time of day. Disrespectful to your organization, man.
Sad.
Bad news for you.
Lamar Jackson, worst year of his life coming this season.
I guess avoid
Worst
him in
year of
fantasy.
his life.
Yep.
More bathroom trips, or like, can you predict what is going to happen in the worst year of his life?
I would just stat-wise, it'll be a very below-average year for him. I'm putting my stamp on that right here, right now.
Throw some money on it.
How?
You could throw it on the Ravens not being good again, or I'm sure you can find a Lamar over under season passing yards or touchdowns or interceptions.
I don't ever do the season-long prop bets in the NFL. I don't like tying up my money for that long at like basically, even odds, or usually it's like minus 130 or something. They don't usually let you parlay too many of those either. So like it's hard for me to.
It's just a guy who doesn't respect the game. Derrick Henry, giving this guy the time of day. Derrick Henry's been in the league for a long time. Still appreciates it.
I don't have the patience.
Derrick Henry's a legend.
Bets.
Yeah, Derrick Henry's great.
I really hope Derrick Henry signs with the Titans next year for his last year. New stadium. Oh, that's what I hope.
He might be still too expensive at that point.
Maybe. We got money. But at the same time, you just as the years go on.
I think he'll retire a Titan.
Well, I hope it's not just one of those 1 year, one day type of things where he just comes and does a ceremonial thing. Because, at a certain point, it becomes like the LeBron to LA thing, where all of a sudden Derrick Henry spent 5 years in Baltimore, and you're like, what the hell? He's basically as much of a Raven as he is a Titan, and I don't want that to happen.
That's not even close to happening.
No, I know. But like I'm just saying, he's heading into what, year 3 there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not played this year. This year will be the first year he plays the Titans, though. That has not happened since he's gone to Baltimore.
Yeah.
But he doesn't come to Nashville. We go to Baltimore for that
Baltimore.
one.
Hope Jeffrey Simmons stuffs him. Anything else?
Yeah, we got a couple more. It is more of a slow headlines day so far, but this came out yesterday. This is an interesting one. Crumble Cookies has revealed a flamin' hot Cheetos-inspired cookie. It's a lime sugar cookie topped with tangy cream cheese frosting and crunchy spicy cheese crisps. That sounds awful.
I'm glad you pulled this one out. I had this saved. This is an abomination.
I mean, I'm looking at a picture of it right now. It looks atrocious.
Normally a big fan of what Crumble does. Great partners here.
This one's gross.
This is a line too far.
But you know what? This is the cheapest advertising they can buy nationally.
Yeah, that's a
great point. People are going to be like, what the hell is this? But as long as they keep talking about crumble, people will start thinking, this Cheeto thing looks terrible, but that chocolate chip's pretty damn good.
Right.
Let me go pick me up some crumble this Friday. Like
you don't go to Crumble and just get one cookie.
Yeah.
So like you're gonna try this out just to see how bad it is, but you're gonna get the 5 other cookies that are phenomenal, and you're gonna be like, all right, that was a good trip.
Yeah.
Does it get a lime wedge on top too? I see this picture.
I would assume. I would assume so. Whatever you see on that picture, that's typically what they're rolling out there or putting in your box.
What are we gonna do? Like a street corn flavored cookie next?
I don't even want to know what some of these abominations they can cook up are.
You give me an elote cookie, I am crumbling.
Bubba, will you eat this cookie on air and give us a review?
I mean,
if we bring it in,
I'd enjoy it. I'll buy it myself.
You ain't gotta ask Bubba to do it. Hell, he's already got it on his radar. I never really liked the flaming hot Cheetos.
Mm-hmm.
I don't either.
I was against those because the girls that would eat those would drink the brisk, and they're always the loudest ones at 8:30 a.m. in the morning at school. So it's like
we know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
we all know the girls. We all know.
They also wear pajamas sometimes too.
They had the Cookie Monster pajamas on.
Yeah,
we can all picture them. It's
at every school.
Yeah, every school had the same characters. The weird art, the weird kid that had the kind of crazy look. Honestly, there was a couple kids that had that crazy look that Bieniemy's kid had in their eyes.
Yeah.
That there's a couple kids at my school that had that look that loved the flaming hot Cheetos too.
Those Cookie Monster pajamas are like way too long, so they go under their shoes, and they wear like slides into school too, and it's just kind of they're like tripping over their own pants basically. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, every school's got the, like you said, it's got the
I
same
understand why
characters.
guys reclassify now. Get away from that. Taking back my stance on that.
Well, and in addition to them, you've got your stereotypical band kids that.
That's a foreign group right there.
Yeah, they were something else. Especially where I went to high school. Man.
Any other headlines?
Yeah, we got Wes Welker. You know, we talked about the.
What is Wes Welker up to? I think the last time I saw Wes Welker, he looked drugged out of his mind at the Kentucky Derby. I don't think I've really seen him since then. Didn't his horse win a race? Didn't he win a big race at the Kentucky Derby? I feel like I'm picturing him with like a hat on and like
that was Jason Worth.
No, well, there was him too. There was Wes Welker at the Kentucky Derby. Looked like he was on some damn pills or something. He had some wild eyes. Wes Welker, Kentucky Derby. Let me see here.
I don't feel like his horse won.
Well,
well, maybe. I guess he just won a bet. Yeah, here he is with a stack of cash. This is what I feel like. Wes Welker. This is the last time I saw him.
Okay,
wearing a hat with a police escort with a wad of cash and allegations that he was on Molly that whole time, like just wilding out.
Guys can't have hobbies.
They can have hobbies. I didn't say I was mad at him for it. I fondly remember him just wilding out at the Kentucky Derby, but I haven't seen him since then.
So
Ben, Bubba, what you got for me?
Ben Still, the guy that got hired just to get fired.
Ben Still. Who the hell is Ben Still?
Is that the Commanders guy?
Tight ends coach that looked.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wes Welker will now be taking over as the tight ends.
Gotcha.
For the Commanders.
I thought you were about to say Wes Welker's going to be like in a new Ben Stiller movie or something, but okay. So Wes Welker's taking over tight ends. Okay.
I feel like the bigger coaching news is the 49ers interim is just the old Dolphins guy that was railing coke.
I think the Kyle Shanahan story is interesting just coming out of that. Let's catch a break. We'll dive into that because I do think that's just very odd. And much like the players reclassifying, I think it's just a bigger, larger trend that feels gross. We'll dive into it. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Is your yard starting to look more wild than welcoming? Yeah, don't let your landscape be that house on the block. At ECR Total Landscapes, we make sure your outdoor space is something you're proud of. From de-weeding flower beds to leaf blowing, trimming, mulching, and more, completely customizable to your property's specific needs. We'll handle it all. Why spend your weekends sweating it out in the yard when you can just sit back and enjoy it? That's the ECR difference. And right now, new customers can get 10% off your first month of our monthly maintenance package when you sign up for a full calendar year. That's right. Consistent, reliable service at a price that makes it easy to get started. No sweat, no hassle, just a better looking lawn week after week. Call ECR Total Landscapes today and mention promo code FANRUN to save 10% on your first month. Call 865-384-2012 or visit us online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, Sometimes we forget the simple joys of life, days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half, simple luxury for on and off the course.
Join us for the third annual Fan Run Night at the Smokies, Thursday, August 13th at Covenant Health Park. Come hang out with the Fan Run crew and arrive early to pick up some swag as we watch the Smokies take on the Rocket City Trash Pandas on a Thirsty Thursday, featuring half-price draft beers all night long. It's the third annual Fan Run Night with the Smokies, Thursday, August 13th. Listen to Fan Run Radio for details on how to score free tickets.
The way that we are covering sports, hell, you could honestly throw politics in there too. Just the way that the way that the media works these days, to me, is so fascinating. But like the Kyle Shanahan thing is the latest example of that, where it seems like the 49ers and their local journalists are like all kind of coming together to try to protect the brand and protect the star. Because when you look at the San Francisco 49ers, it's kind of like a college program. At least I feel that way. Yeah, you got good players, but the star is the coach. And that's typically how college sports work, right? Where the players come and go, transfer portal, they graduate, they get drafted, whatever. But like, hey, as long as you have Nick Saban, we know what you're going to do. We know you're going to be pretty good. To me, the 49ers are maybe the biggest example of that in the NFL. Throw Sean McVay in there too if you want to, I guess. But like, hey, as long as Shanahan's good in San Francisco's probably going to be a contender. So I understand it from a business standpoint, but from a journalistic standpoint, the stuff that's going on with this car wreck has been pretty gross, where they're all just kind of like, hey, we're not going to really report it. Okay, now it's going to get out. We have to put something out. Okay, we're going to put it out. We're going to control the narrative, and we're not going to say anything else about it. There's not going to be any follow-up questions. Not going to be this, not going to be that. Now, we'll give Kyle Shanahan credit because at least it does appear that he came out yesterday, or at least in a closed situation with the media, did come clean that he was at fault in the wreck. Because the initial response, I don't know if the cops were in on the cover-up or what, but apparently the cops initially had it in their system that the other driver was at fault. But Shanahan came out to the media and at least cleared that up. That like, nope, it was my fault. I dropped my cell phone. I went down to try to get it. I wrecked. I hurt somebody else, and I hurt myself. It's my fault. We at least got that update after this being covered up for 2 weeks. And it just feels kind of gross.
The first thing I saw was like the photoshopped image of him on like Mitch McConnell's body with the Louisville shirt. And I was like, what's going on here?
Well, that's another thing. Like I said, like I don't want to make it a political discussion because both sides are just crooked. But like the Mitch McConnell, like, is he alive? Do we know? Like, where's he at? Like,
47-day absence for Mr. Lindsey Graham. But for that though, like, so I guess maybe you touched on it. I thought I read something too, but like Shanahan did call like the media guys into his like office or whatever, and like talking to the person about how he was at fault. Was that what happened? Or
yeah, he did it like in a closed door thing. He didn't do like in a press conference, but he came clean to the reporters.
I feel appreciated by that, at least like.
Sure, like I said, I give Shanahan a little bit credit for doing that. Now, I think I don't know what the reason was for doing it behind closed doors. I mean, you could easily have like a little press conference here and like own up to it, because if I'm the other person in the wreck, like I don't want necessarily a big public apology, but like, hey, like do the right thing for, the whole whole thing, talking about how you hurt me.
Well, and if you're going to sweep it under the rug for that amount of time, why are you going to sweep the press conference under the rug too?
Yeah.
That just seems like you're kind of doubling down on all that.
Because it seems nefarious. It seems like he was doing something wrong. Like whenever I saw that they were covering up this wreck from 2 weeks ago, like sure you could say you dropped your phone and you were distracted, but my mind goes to like, okay, were you late at the office drinking? Were you doing something there? Were you under the influence of anything? Were you doing anything illegal? Because it seems gross when you cover something up. It seems like you're hiding other stuff.
Do you need a press conference though if you get into a wreck?
No, but whenever you've done a weird job of covering it up, probably. Like, would Mike Vrabel have to do a press conference if he just got caught cheating on his wife? No, I don't think so. But when you get caught cheating on your wife multiple times with an NFL reporter and you keep lying about it, then it becomes a thing where you actually have to talk to the media and answer questions, in my opinion. Like if Mike Vrabel's wife went through his phone and, like, hey, he saw some messages from somebody else, he's having an affair, I don't need to know that about his personal life. I think that is overstepping. But when you add all the extra stuff and you add him, defiantly saying that everyone's lying and all this stuff, and then he's missing NFL draft coverage, he's doing all that, yeah, then I need a press conference. So, like, if Kyle Shanahan had just been in a wreck, I don't need him to talk about it. But if he's in a wreck and then they cover it up, then they lie about it, and then, like, who knows? Are the police helping him cover it up, or the journalists? How long have they known? Yeah, I think the rest of the people deserve a little bit more of an explanation, personally. And then you throw in the whole other wrinkle, like the stuff with Shohei Ohtani. We haven't really talked about it because I don't know. I don't know how much it actually matters because it feels like the MLB is just not going to do anything. But did you see what went on with them the last couple of days with the reports? But then, like, even at the last minute, I saw in Rich Eisen that even at the last minute, the interpreter like recanted everything he said. I was like, no, I was lying about that too, because like they had it. She had a story, and like the clips have come out. Were basically. I won't say implicating that Shohei Ohtani was the one gambling, but at least tied him to helping pay the money.
Had knowledge that it was going on.
Right. But then at the last minute before the story ran, the reporter says that the camp reached out and said, whoa, don't run that. He's lying. And then the interpreter came back and said, yeah, no, I was lying. She's like, you're lying? We just talked about it yesterday. Yeah, I was lying about it all. Because it painted Shohei Ohtani in a bad light in terms of him, again, maybe not be the one gambling, but it told a different story of him getting robbed as much as it was him bailing out a friend. Because at the very least, it seemed like he was aware of the gambling and he was going to try to cover it up for his buddy and pay his debts, which was not the story that had been painted in terms of this whole big elaborate scheme of bank fraud and all this stuff. And like, the MLB journalists, I think we could all agree at the very least, they ain't necessarily been out trying to win some type of Pulitzer with the Shohei Ohtani story, right? Like the biggest star in the sport, maybe the greatest player ever. I think he's got a long way to go resume-wise before you can like definitively say that. But like, hey, maybe the greatest player ever is involved in this, and it's kind of like, let's just move on. Let's just move on. Did you see Dan Levitar's clip that went viral the last couple of days?
No.
I find this to be gross on the other side, but it is attached to the feelings that like the media are now just like paid entities that are in like the back pockets of who they cover. And look, we've talked about it here in Knoxville. Like you're not really going to make any headway with the university if you're out here trying to actually do hard-hitting journalism or be critical. You kind of got to play by their rules. It's their show in town. Like if you are going to be out here and be damaging to the university, you're probably going to get met with a stonewall. You're not going to get to go to practice. Yeah, they're still mad at me over the whole Shiano Sunday. I know that's a little bit different, but they also got mad at us for Trey Wallace breaking the Jeremy Pruitt story. They got Jeremy Pruitt fired. They got mad at us for that. We lost our credentials for a little bit because of that. So like, you do kind of have to both hands wash each other, but they both wash the face type of thing. But like Dan Levitar did it on the opposite side, where he was recklessly like talking about LeBron James taking basically only $4 million, And when you add in the helicopter fees and the taxes, like LeBron's basically, hell, he might end up losing money.
He's paying.
Yeah,
to
he
go
might
play
end up
for them,
losing
yeah.
money to play for the Sixers. But he was like recklessly throwing out that like he thinks there's something criminal going on with the salary cap, with the way that the Tops, like LeBron signed a contract with Tops, which I guess is like related to the Sixers ownership group, and like there's something there with like, the card company, and then you look at the Fanatics Fest and everything. Like they think that there might be some salary cap circumvention going on there, on the heels of Kawhi Leonard, which I think is reckless to throw out about LeBron James, who is the Shohei Ohtani of the NBA. Might be the greatest player of all time. At the very least, despite his age, he's still the most popular player in the sport. I don't know if I'd call him the most powerful player, but like over the last 2 decades, he has been. And you have Dan Le Batard, who's down in Miami, who, is having a big sit down with Pat Riley a couple weeks ago, who has a great relationship with Pat Riley, who is kind of the homer media. And we do that here at Fan Run. We're homers for Tennessee, but like they're homers for the Heat. And like he's kind of recklessly throwing out that LeBron James maybe took a bunch of extra money off the table, which seems reckless, but also seems like you're doing it on behalf of the entity of the Miami Heat. And just the whole media conversation, documentaries, we've talked about those the last couple years. I mean, really, the jumping off point there and a part of his legacy, as far as I'm concerned, this isn't a shot at Michael Jordan, but like I do think his documentary, and then they did the Derek Jeter one kind of around that same time, I think were the death blows to documentaries, to sports documentaries. I don't think you'll ever see a legitimate, ugly, tells both sides sports documentary ever again on anybody that's living, at least. You might get them after they die. But like every athlete's too much of a brand now. Like whenever they gave Michael Jordan final say over his edit for The Last Dance, and he got to go in and kind of paint the narrative, which his Chicago Bulls teammates were mad about. But like once they did that, it became more of a puff piece, more of an entertainment thing than it was a legitimate documentary. And now you see it all over the place, like all the athletes with their own podcasts, instead of talking to media, they'll do it on their own dime where nobody will push them or question them. Everything is controlled now.
You can spin your own narrative. No matter when it is.
I don't even think it's spinning the narrative, Sam. I think it's just you're just straight up controlling the narrative. Yeah, like spinning the narrative means it comes out, you don't like it, so you do something to kind of try to change it. No, now it's all just directly attached to it. Like, I mean, Rich Paul doing his podcast with Max Kellerman. Rich Paul, of course, LeBron James' agent, maybe the biggest agent in the NBA right now of Clutch Sports. I don't think he's got the most clients, but he's got at least the most powerful one, like I talked about. And he's the only one like doing podcasts talking about these things. So he's the most like forward-facing agent. Like him having that podcast and going through teams that LeBron was going to entertain and like kind of give their thinking, and also like go back and watch the one with him and Bob Myers, who works for the Sixers.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bob Myers basically got a platform to publicly pitch LeBron James and his agents. Like that just feels crazy to me. And the Kyle Shanahan thing is another example of that. The Shohei Ohtani thing is another example of that. A whole different degree, but like the WNBA has their own type of like media problem where they're fighting all types of different narratives all across the thing. And it's like, hey, and maybe like they're the ones that are trying to be the legit journalists, as they call it, although I don't feel like that's the case. But like instead of protecting the Golden Goose, Caitlin Clark, they just are hell-bent on like being mean to her.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas other sports are trying to pop up their best players. They're doing the opposite. So it's like, hey, we're going to be mean for no reason against Caitlin Clark. And we're going to try to put all this stuff at her plate. And the Fever, they just keep staying in the news. You see that yesterday with Sophie Cunningham, where they were in Seattle and like they were people were basically throwing an anti-trans rally outside the game on behalf of Sophie Cunningham.
No.
Yeah, like in Seattle, there was an anti-trans support Sophie Cunningham type of like rally, because of course Sophie Cunningham has come out and she's doing the media stuff and she's doing all this, political commentary, and now she's become kind of a beacon of the right wing because she's standing up for women in sports. which has led to people, being mad at her, which has now led for the need to come out and have like positive protests in her favor, or rallies, I guess, in her favor. And that was a big discussion. But they're asking Caitlin Clark or the Fever to come out and make a statement about something that they're not necessarily attached to. It's just all gross in the media landscape, I feel like. The Dan Le Batard one, though, was crazy, where he was basically accusing LeBron James of salary cap circumvention while they're investigating Kawhi Leonard for that. Feels like kind of a reckless thing to kind of throw out there. And he was doing the thing where he's like, I'm not saying it, I'm just asking. What if we find that out?
That does seem like something Michael Rubin would do. I'm not going to lie.
And maybe it's true. I do think that, like, LeBron James would be above that, though, at this point in his career.
You would think.
Like, I don't think LeBron James would risk tarnishing his legacy if that ever came out.
I was going to say that going to, like, the Heat would be absolutely nothing compared to him just putting a flamethrower to his legacy, basically, there. And saying, I'm just going to circumvent the cap and I'm going to go and play on this team for free, basically.
Yeah. And like I saw yesterday that even with endorsements last year, like LeBron was like $30 million, I think, clear of everybody. Like last year, I think the number came out to he made 50 on the court and like 80 million from endorsements. So like his off the court endeavors paid him more than his basketball career anyways.
Yeah.
I don't imagine that $80 million of endorsements is necessarily just going to go away now that he's in Philadelphia. So like when you say he's only playing for $4 million, I don't think that is, necessarily true. He's still going to be, well compensated. Yeah, he still led the way, which is, when I say he's the most popular, most powerful player, like it does kind of stand out to me that he's still like $30 million clear of everybody else. The second and third most endorsed players were Steph Curry and Durant, which I imagine a lot of this comes from shoe deals. But yeah, those guys were at $50 million. LeBron's still clear ahead at $80 million.
How do we swing this in the other direction?
You can't. Because like the Fever
is out of the tube already.
Yeah, because like the Fever did it themselves. I talked about them in the protest, but like they went viral, at least in, sports media and WNBA circles, like a month ago. They stripped the credentials of their best reporter because he had put out a report from the team. And I don't know the exact journalistic standards, but basically he was saying that they were going to be careful with Caitlin Clark's back injury. And that he used the phrase load management. And they got mad, and like, because he had painted them in the picture that, that they were not going to, be paying their player or playing Caitlin Clark, time and night in, night out, that they were going to be cautious with her. And they got mad at the phrase load management. So they stripped his credentials and just said, you can't cover the team anymore. And he had like gone, he ran through his whole resume of how long he's been covering them and like everything he's done. Like he was basically like, I've been here before Caitlin Clark. Like I'm the only person that's kind of tried to give you any type of shine here and like giving your fans any type of access. Like I'm doing this all on my own dime. And they're like, nope, you can't come anymore. So like, no, like whenever you have stories like that happening, you're not going to all of a sudden have people standing up for it because it doesn't make sense to. It doesn't make sense to. We don't want bad stories getting out. And quite frankly, like I always talk about this, when this topic comes up, but like in Knoxville, I don't think we want bad stories about UT to come out per se. Like I talked about Trey Wallace and the Jeremy Pruitt story. I was happy for that one to come out because I think we were ready to fire Jeremy Pruitt. And like oh, wow, we get to fire him with cause now. So like at that point it worked. And, like when Butch Jones, towards the end of his career, that one kind of got gross because people were like talking about him having, DUIs and kind of making up rumors. But like people were at his program trying to find something on him. Like, hey, did you punch Matt Crowder? Hey, was there actually a fight on, at practice, or did somebody really fall on a helmet? Why are you lying about this? Like people start getting gross when things are bad.
But would you rather hear bad things about your program or just not hear the truth?
Well, it depends. I was going to say, like, when things are bad, I think I want the truth. I want to hear bad things. But like if things are good, I don't want to hear that. Like if I was an Alabama fan over the last decade, do I want any of our reporters digging around Nick Saban trying to find like stuff that would get him sanctioned or fired? Fair. Like, do I want to find a smoking gun of like If I'm a Sixers guy, do I want to find salary cap circumvention that's going to hurt my team that I'm covering, that my livelihood's attached to and my subscriptions and my viewers are attached to? No. Like here right at Fan Run, like I don't want Tennessee to get a punishment that's going to get them like scholarships reduced and make the team bad. That's bad for business. And as a fan, I definitely don't want that. If things are good, I don't want you derailing us. If things are bad, sure, go for it. Burn it down. Let's get this guy out of here. Like, you can save the program. Help us there. But if things are good, no, don't tell me anything bad's happening. No. I don't want to hear that. Do you?
No.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think there's a reason, like, the Patriots reporters and, like, some of even the ESPN guys weren't necessarily trying to help burn Mike Vrabel down because they just went to the Super Bowl. You don't want that controversy there. I don't want Mike Vrabel fired. Like the Celtics, coming off of their run to the finals a couple years ago, having to fire Ime Udoka. They didn't want to do that. You want to keep that in-house for as long as you can. Do we want to root for bad people that do bad things? No. But it's like the whole Schrodinger's cat, Bubba. If you don't know the cat's in the box, the cat's not dead. If I don't know the people I root for are breaking the rules or are jerks and bad people, I don't know. But once I know, then I know. Then the whole moral conundrum comes in of, can you root for your player if he's been arrested for beating his girlfriend? Do you have to give up on them? Do you have to quit the team if you're a Browns fan and you know what Deshaun Watson did? Or do you try to compartmentalize it and just say, I'm rooting for the team, not the player? It's a whole thing. But sure, if the team's bad, yeah, tell me all the bad stuff. I want to hear that. But if we're good, nah, man, we don't hear that. I don't want to hear anything about cheating. No. I'm good. No thanks. At least that's how I feel. Bubba, send us a break. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Start your morning off with your daily dose of Talk Sports with John Reed and Cody McClure from 8 to 11, right here on the flagship station for Tennessee fans, Fan Run Radio.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends, everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavor. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Tired of spending your weekends working in the yard? Let ECR Total Landscapes handle it for you. We'll take care of de-weeding your flower beds, leaf blowing, trimming, mulching, and more. Let us do the heavy lifting so your landscape looks great. Right now, get 10% off your first month of our monthly maintenance package when you mention promo code FANRUN. Reliable service, great results, and more free time for you. Call us today at 865-384-2012 or visit us online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great together. To all the freaks watching over on YouTube, go make sure you subscribe to the Fan Run YouTube channel. Oh, the breaking news horn. Good news or bad news?
Bad news.
Bad news?
Bad news.
Tennessee related?
Yeah. We just talked
Anybody
about...
hurt?
Not injured.
Anybody dead?
No.
Anybody fired?
No.
Okay.
Gambling?
Not yet.
You
No.
gambling?
Not gambling.
Jersey patch?
Money is involved.
Jersey patch?
No.
How about Ohio State just patch mogging, just money mogging Ohio State right after they got, oh, look at us, 17 million. Then Notre Dame comes out. It's like, boom, here's 18 to $20 million.
My favorite one, though, was a Notre Dame account that did say,
yeah, that was so good.
They said, this is the difference between the premier historically and culturally significant program, Notre Dame, and all the other blue bloods in college football. Notre Dame would never desecrate their uniform like this.
And then
they got a sponsor for 4 hours later.
Here's a big sofa. You need a loan? All right, back to the breaking news. So bad news about Tennessee. Tennessee football?
Yep.
Nobody's hurt, right?
Not hurt, but somebody
Not
will be
physically hurt.
missing time.
Missing time.
Mentally hurt.
Suspension?
Yeah.
Not
just one game.
Steroids?
Nope.
12 games?
Nope.
11?
Nope.
Arrested?
6?
Nope.
4?
No.
5?
No.
2?
Yeah.
All right, 2-game suspension. All right, let's just cut to the chase. Who is it? What's happened?
Arion Carter suspended 2 games.
Boo.
For what?
According to this article that came out by Adam Sparks.
Shout out to Adam Sparks, Knoxville News Sentinel, doing some. Here's the investigative.
Not
journalism.
afraid to put bad news out there.
Yep.
Arion Carter suspended 2 games by the NCAA because he returned to college after his agent had paid for a $400 flight to an NFL pre-draft training facility.
Seems a bit harsh.
Really?
With everything that we get away with in the NCAA.
Really?
You can't pay for a flight and get repaid. He reimburses the guy.
So that's really what it is. A $427 flight, and he loses 2 games because of that.
They're saying he's going to be out against Furman and Georgia Tech.
Can we appeal this?
I would even be okay appealing it and just getting it down to just the Furman game. You can suspend him the Furman game. I don't care. We need him back week 2, though.
Hype will protest the NCAA decision. Our team stands behind AC, so maybe something like a formal protest will come as a result.
Yeah, I would be surprised if Tennessee just took that laying down. 2 games for
the fact that he paid it back is what makes it just even more ridiculous. Surely they can fight that and get it taken away completely or just reduced to the season opener.
Well, just in today's landscape where everyone, like, the money's getting passed around all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, we just paid DGG $2 million a year. And his agent can't pay for a $400 flight?
We gave him access to a private jet. So we gave him a damn private jet, according to Ohio State.
And we can't even pay for a flight.
The NCAA initially issued a 3-game suspension, and a UT spokesperson confirmed to Knox News that it was reduced to 2 after we appealed the decision. So this is just the best we can do.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that is
Maybe this keeps our guys
BS.
from trying to test the waters a little bit.
What do you mean test waters? He already you mean like future guys? Like, hey, you better know if you're going to school or coming back.
Yeah.
Are you going pro or you stayed in school? You better know because they took 2 games away from Carter.
We should suspend any player that like is saying, oh, I'm gonna I'm spending my days at this school. No, I'm gonna transfer to this school. No, I'm actually gonna go back to that school. Oh, you're getting suspended 3 games for saying that you almost committed to this school, but you're originally coming back to your
that's what
first
I'm waiting
one.
for. The transfer stuff.
Well, you know what? You might have stumbled into something there. I would be fine suspending those guys. If you're unsure about where you're going, you know what? Make a decision. Suspended 2 games.
Let's suspend all the, if we're having an LSU player that was originally at Ole Miss, went to LSU, and then said, you know what, I'm going to go back to LSU. Or go back to Ole Miss. Let's suspend those kids.
Well, we're not suspending them, but apparently we are suing them. I don't know if you saw that headline yesterday, but LSU, some players there are now getting sued by Ole Miss. Ole Miss is coming after a couple of them for breach of contract. So they are taking your advice there at least a little bit. Carter represents everything that is right about college athletics, dedicating all 4 years of his career to the University of Tennessee. His high character, loyalty, and leadership within our program are unmatched. We disagree with the NCAA's ruling on punishing Arion with a multi-game suspension this fall. Arion, I always go back and forth. Arion. I need to study up on my pronunciation, guys. Is it Arion or Arion?
I think it's Arion.
Arion?
Yeah, I think it's Arion.
I need to go back and study my pronunciation guide before the season. Arion with a multi-game suspension this fall. He made the right decision for his future health and well-being. He will proudly graduate from Tennessee in public health with Dean's List honors in August. Our team stands behind AC and his family, and we can't wait to be on field with him during training camp next week. All right.
The fact that you repay it and you're not even represented by this guy anymore. Repaid for the flight and then said, you know what? Get out of my hair. I'm going back to college. I'm not going to have you represent me or whatever. He did everything that he could have done. This is the NCAA's fault for the first, and you shouldn't allow kids to even come back to school if you're going to sit he should either just have to stay in the NFL draft or he should never be able to come back to school.
It does feel that way.
I mean, I think that should be a rule anyway. I think once you declare, you got to go.
Yeah.
And I think this sets a precedent too, like aside from football, like for basketball purposes too.
Yeah, I mean, the basketball players, they have more of a defined window. Like you see that way more often, right, where they test the waters, then decide to come back. In football, I don't feel like many players do what Carter did.
Yeah, that was the first time I'd seen somebody, to my knowledge, leave and then come back.
Did he? All right, this is a little embarrassing, but let's just be vulnerable here. Did Carter go all the way through the draft, or did he withdraw before the draft?
He withdrew before, so he declared and then was going to get in the portal.
Right. Yeah, I remember the portal thing, but that was before the draft, right?
Yeah, and then just
so basically he declared,
backtracked everything.
He declared, didn't get good enough grades. Why did he declare before he got the grades then? Did he go through the combine and stuff? Like what?
No.
So he didn't even go through the combine?
You're in if you go to the combine.
Yeah, once you're at the combine, you're there.
So he declared and just things were that bad? Like his feedback was that bad? Like what is his agent doing? Like
it was either his feedback was that bad or he felt like he was going to get better NIL opportunities.
Yeah, I know.
Then he was going to get paid.
If you're his agent, what the hell are you doing?
Probably the agent makes more money if you go to the NFL.
So it's like
sure, but not if you don't get drafted, or not if you're like a 5th or 6th or 7th round pick, and like your client is mad at you. Like he clearly got really bad feedback there.
It seems like he initiated this on like December 12th or mid-December, around those days.
So the season basically ends, and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to go do this.
And then
I'm not going to play school. I'm going to get ready for the draft." And then when did he withdraw? I guess probably like
they're saying like January 16th.
Okay, so
and when he withdrew, he said he was going to go to the portal.
Transfer portal.
Yeah. No, I remember the portal thing of it. So yeah, I was just a little fuzzy on the timeline because so he flew to what, a workout? They said
workout or meeting,
a pre-draft training
to an NFL pre-draft training facility. Okay. I mean,
this is just so on brand for the NCAA with all the problems that we have, not only just in college football, but the entire entity as a whole. And we're just like, we can't let that $427 flight, slip away.
It's definitely
you stand for nothing, you fall for everything.
Yeah, and it's definitely not protecting the college athlete.
No.
Like, it's definitely not doing that. They say and I think that's why Heupel in his statement, Heupel went out of his way.
What if we just played him?
Postseason ban?
Yeah, you don't
mess with that.
Hey, I trust Jaden Perlotti. Next man up.
Yeah, if it was for the whole season, maybe you'd have more of a cry for people to do that. But you don't play him against you. The truth of the matter is, you probably don't need him against Georgia Tech. You definitely don't need him against Furman.
I'd like to have him out there against Georgia Tech.
I want him to get some reps, though.
I'd like him to, sure. But I'm saying I don't think he's a difference between me thinking we were going to beat Georgia Tech versus losing to Georgia Tech.
No, not especially with how deep our linebacker room is.
Right.
Knock on wood, hope not.
Sure. I hope not. And yeah, those could be famous words, Bubba. But again, I want him out there. I want him to play. He's better than his backups, but he's not the difference between winning and losing that game. So in the grand scheme of things, this is more about just how dumb the NCAA is. And how they don't really actually care about the athletes. They don't really care about whether or not you do the things the right way or not. They want to punish you whenever they can to feel strong, I guess. I don't know. It's goofy. But yeah, I don't think this really changes anything about how I feel about Tennessee's season or those first two games.
Like I said, I'd love it if we could appeal it again and get it, shrunk down to one game.
Once Sam gave the update,
once he said that, that's kind of final. But.
This is the appeal. Going from 3 games to 2 games, that was the appeal, brother. So taking a guy that'd have been a fourth of the season.
Yeah.
If he was 3 games, they're going to take a fourth of his season over a $470 flight. That's ridiculous. That's just so stupid. But again, I don't want to completely absolve Carter and his camp from blame. I do feel like his agent, if I'm him, if I'm Carter, I'm looking at my agent bro, what the hell? Why was this on the up and up? We clearly weren't 100% in the draft. If we were able to come back a month later. We weren't solidified. We probably should have never done that in the first place. But B, you definitely should have just let me play for this $427 flight and you get me on the back end, or I take it off your commission on the, whenever I get drafted, if it's even a remote possibility that I was going to return to college. I do think that's them dropping the ball. But to quote the great Tony Soprano, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're just going to take the 2-game suspension. You're going to kick Furman's ass and hopefully kick Georgia Tech's ass.
It's anti-Italian discrimination.
Hour 2 in the books. We'll kick off hour 3 with another batch of headlines. Abolish the NCAA. What a joke. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Citizens National Bank.
Experience the thrill of traveling with C&B's exclusive travel program. Customers age 50 and above with a Plus Perks checking account can participate, ensuring a safe and delightful travel adventure. Take a day trip or an overnight trip. Travel domestic or international. C&B is always on the go.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Malone at Knoxville Smiles. Has it been a while since your last dental visit? If so, I'd like to invite you to come see us. At Knoxville Smiles, it's our vision to provide the best dental care in town in a relaxed, friendly environment. So if it's been a while and you've been putting it off, don't wait any longer. Come see us at Knoxville Smiles. You can schedule an appointment online at knoxvillesmiles.com or by phone at 865-539-1776.
Join us for the third annual Fan Run Night at the Smokies, Thursday, August 13th at Covenant Health Park. Come hang out with the Fan Run crew and arrive early to pick up some swag as we watch the Smokies take on the Rocket City Trash Pandas on a thirsty Thursday, featuring half-price draft beers all night long. It's the third annual Fan Run Night with the Smokies, Thursday, August 13th. Listen to Fan Run Radio for details on how to score free tickets.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Round 3.
The world's greatest radio show. The world's greatest radio show in Tennessee.
Power Rankings, Tuesday Trivia. John Reed and Cody going wild, no Olivia. Wood grain on my leather seats. I got the whole team eating like I'm Johnny Eats. Morning booming from 7 to 10. Ayy. Talk sports while I'm chewing a Zen. Ayy. Talk sports while I'm riding to work. All the ops take a ride in a hearse. East Knoxville. Morning booming from 7 to 10. Ayy. Morning booming from 7 to 10. Ayy. Morning booming from 7 to 10. All the ops take a ride in a hearse. East Knoxville.
Hour 3 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. This hour is brought to you by SM Athletics. If you need any uniform or equipment needs for your sports team, if you need your logo put on anything for your business or your club or your organization, or maybe for that sports team, SM Athletics has got you covered. Call our boy Spanky. He'll get you right. Call Tim Hill. Call Madison.
He'll come measure your logo in person.
That is true. Spank will come. If you're into that, he'll come measure you like he did Bubba for some reason. SMathletics.com, 865-966-3434. Trust a local company, a local brand that you can come see face-to-face, that you're not just an online order number. SMathletics.com. Bubba, do you have something to say? You look like you.
Oh, it's just, I mean, he'll make sure that the logo that you need is the right size and shape and proportion to your body specifically.
Because I don't think we can guarantee that. I don't think he'd
at
give
least a body.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think he'll give everyone the rub down and make like custom logos depending on your chest size. I don't think we'll get into that business. It'll be standard across the order. He might fill you up though, like he did Bubba. Let's hit some news. Josh, what you got for me?
Yeah, first up, this came out yesterday. Tennessee football has a new opponent for 2028. They will host the Central Michigan Chippewas on September 9th, 2028. We will pay them $1.3 million for playing the game.
$1.3 million. I mean, Seems expensive for one game, but I know like the boost to the economy. I know the ticket sales. I know all that stuff. I mean, I assume it's worth it.
It helps out their program too.
Nice payday for Central Michigan.
I feel like that's pretty standard for those games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty normal. I mean, A&M paid Samford 1.1, so that helps out a lot, especially for these smaller schools. And I don't know, I just felt like that was one that feels like a game you schedule on NCAA when you're trying to make the schedule realistic. Oh yeah, we'll throw Central Michigan on there.
It does feel strange. Like I feel like
because they're not like a Southern team.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like typically we try to keep it somewhere in the South. Is this might be a really dumb question? Is McElwain still there at Central Michigan? Is he still there?
I don't think so. I would be pretty surprised.
Okay, disregard that. That was probably like 6 years ago at this point. Hell, who knows? All right, so yeah, mark your calendar. The Central Michigan Chippewas coming to town. And what did you say, 2029?
28. September 9th, 2028.
So that will be whenever we have a 5-game SEC schedule.
Yes, so our home games for that year currently are Central Michigan, Alabama, Arkansas, Kentucky, South Carolina, and Texas A&M.
Not drink all.
Will college football even be the same as we know it by then? Like these type of games might not be alive anymore by then. Like you talk about how that A&M game helps. It doesn't help Samford's football program. It helps their entire athletic department.
Oh, yeah.
That's what literally keeps them afloat. That's what I kind of come back to in a lot of this stuff of Super League conversations and, we only want to play the best teams. We don't care about playing Furman every single year. I get it. I don't love playing those games either, but like if you do actually care about college sports, or maybe you don't, maybe you just only care about college football, but like those games are what keeps college sports as a whole afloat, because it's not just, like I said, it's not what keeps Furman's football team going. It's what keeps every single sport at those schools going. And that is amateur athletics for the majority of people that don't go and play at, SEC levels and stuff like that. So like, to me, just getting rid of all of those and getting rid of those schools, like to me is kind of a short-sighted approach.
I don't think I'd be surprised if we got somewhere where we are not playing at least 2 of those every year. Now, you're not going to go play 3 anymore. That's done. But like, I'd be surprised because the coaches need them. Like you need them in that early part of the season to get your team ready. Like you need that basically as the NFL treats the preseason. Like that's kind of what college coaches want. Now you're not going to have the late November one anymore. That's gone. So
I mean, some teams have it in late November still. They're the ones who play a conference game in week 3, and then that one gets moved.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think in Tennessee though, like we're going to kind of keep ours in September. I would imagine. Now you'll have some schools still do the late November, but it won't be that cupcake weekend.
No,
that you had grown accustomed to, where 7 or 8 teams were all playing
playing the SoCon. Yeah,
like you won't have that happen anymore. But yeah, I'd be surprised, Sam, if those just went together all the way, just because. It's almost necessary to keep the players somewhat fresh, and I think the coaches do need something to kind of ramp up on when it comes to like a preseason game.
I'll always fight for those games just because they're super fun to be a part of. Like for the players, that's what we look forward to all year because there's zero pressure. You know you're going to lose. You just get to go have fun. And if somehow you end up in the game or pull something off, it's one of the greatest things ever.
Did you feel more sore and banged up after that game?
No. Not at all. There's more adrenaline in that game than we had all year.
Well, once the adrenaline wears off, though, the pain still remains. So, like, yeah, if you're getting hit by bigger guys, I was curious about like the wear and tear that those players have to feel.
I got off the plane from College Station, drove straight back to my dorm room, cut on Tennessee and Florida, and had a great night, and it was awesome.
I think one thing to look at too for this, not that many people care, but like the trickle down of how this affects these smaller schools, because it's like if we end up with a situation where these larger programs, like Tennessee fails to, schedule like, one block game pretty much, how that's going to affect them. Because it's like, what a school like Samford have to start, looking at even smaller, division like 3, Division 2, NAIA schools.
We played a D2 school. I was there.
Did you pay them? How did that work?
We paid them.
You guys had to pay them? So it's just a big trickle down?
So it's like, money-wise, like what's that going to affect these other smaller programs? Like,
and
how will that affect athletics in the future if smaller schools, end up closing up because there's not enough money going around because it's all just held by the big up top brands instead of all the way down.
And then that, once you start folding programs, and of course you ask how Title IX gets affected because, pretty much none of those schools are revenue sports, at those smaller schools, like where you're actually turning like a significant profit, but you're definitely not doing it like in the women's sports at that level. Like women's sports in general barely turn a profit like in college athletics at all, like at any level. Like, the Lady Vols maybe can, like South Carolina, UConn, maybe their women's basketball programs, but like for the most part, you're not in the green there. You're losing money. Football headline. This is a funny one. If I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan, I would bang my head up against a wall because you've already been dealing with the quarterback battle. I won't call it the most depressing quarterback battle because there is a Carson Beck, Jacoby Brissett quarterback battle going on, but the Tua Tagovailoa, Michael Penix quarterback battle has also been a little gross. Apparently, there's a new name being added to the mix, though, as Cooper Rush is being signed by the Atlanta Falcons because both of those quarterbacks are dealing with an injury.
That's a real quarterback.
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush would probably win him more games than Tua.
No, come on. I'm not saying Tua.
Availability is your best ability.
Well, I'd take Tua for 6 games versus Cooper Rush over 17. I think Tua would win more games in 6 games than Cooper would over 17.
Let's put it to the test.
Cooper Rush did have that little moment with the Cowboys. Shout out to my boy Draven, wherever he may be.
Rush.
A sad, but I got to say maybe even sadder that it's not surprising story coming out of Hollywood as Jared Leto, who has the face of a creep, is being accused of criminal sexual conduct by 4 women who claim the offenses occurred when they were teenagers. In a new BBC documentary, Jared Leto, Hollywood's Dark Secrets, a total of 10 women come forward with allegations against the actor and musician. It's bad timing for him, too, because he had actually kind of got some rave reviews. He had actually kind of gotten some momentum based on how he was as the bad guy in the He-Man movie. Yeah, as Skeletor. People are actually like, you know what? Jared Leto's kind of awesome in this movie. Now that momentum is going to be replaced with criminal accusations.
I 100% believe this because I went and saw 30 Seconds to Mars in concert, and the way this man carries himself is like a cult leader, all-encompassing. So,
yeah, I mean, he gives that vibe. I've never seen 30 Seconds to Mars in concert because it's 30 Seconds to Mars.
The Kill's a pretty good song.
You went for a concert just for one damn song?
No, I went for like one of the smaller acts.
You were trying to join the cult.
No, but yeah.
Yeah, you were hoping you'd get some Jared Leto spillover. I see what you're up to. But no, he gives creepy vibes. Like when I look at him, I'm like, yeah, this guy makes me uncomfortable. And now maybe we know why. I always felt that way about Kevin Spacey, too. He ended up being a creep. I felt that way about Jared Leto most of his career, and turns out he might be a creep, too.
Maybe you can judge a book by its cover.
You know what? Sometimes you can. When I see a really long book, I'm like, that's probably going to be hard to read. I can judge that book by its cover. For sure. Or, I guess that's just the page numbers, but you get the picture. If I see a cover of, like, really scary demons on there, I'm probably not going to want to read the book. When I see Jared Leto or Kevin Spacey, I'm like, hey, creep. Eric Bieniemy's kid. I could tell that kid was a little weird. I wouldn't want to be around him. Same for Rob Reinert's kid. He looked a little weird, too. You can judge a book by cover sometimes. Next headline, please.
Yeah, Adam Sparks is on a heater this morning. He just put something else out.
Another thing?
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
Who else is suspended?
Nobody else is suspended, but just in. 4 years later, the NCAA has finally closed the Tony Vitello infractions case involving Maui Ahuna, the one that happened all the way back in 2022. I don't know why we're still talking about this 4 years later when Vitello's not even our coach anymore.
Yeah, but I guess just the fact that it's closed means that like there'll be no smoking gun that sinks the program. There'll be no retroactive punishment. There'll be nothing of that. But
yeah, but so the NCAA found that Ahuna called Vitello before his name was officially in the transfer portal database, and that they had met at an airport hotel parking lot on that same day to discuss the transfer because they were in the same city without like being planned. They just kind of did that.
Let's suspend Maui Ahuna for his single A baseball game.
Can't do it.
Took that flight.
Is he even still playing?
I think so. But Ahuna told investigators that in May, he informed the Kansas compliance office that he wanted to enter the transfer portal, and then he called Vitello after he talked to them Kansas just did not put his name in the portal until the next day.
What a bust Iona was. That was like the first big transfer portal win we had in baseball. Like getting him, you're like, oh my God, this guy's going to be a monster. No, he still made it to Omaha, but like that offense was terrible that year. And he was such a flop.
Yeah, he hasn't done much in the minors.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like his baseball career is like hanging by a thread. I mean, I feel like it was when he left Tennessee.
Good news is, I mean, he's up in AA.
Oh, he's up to AA? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's the only so far the highest he's been.
If you're batting 211 in AA at 24, you're cooked.
Yeah. If I go as far as saying he's the biggest bust we've had in the transfer portal in any sport, agree, disagree, who would even be other submissions? Take a second, think about it. Well,
Tyreek Key was pretty underwhelming.
Did you not hear me just say take a second and think about it?
I didn't need to.
I'm taking that.
Well, the point was I was sending it to commercial break, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
My bad.
Take a second.
My bad.
Think about it. We'll come back. We'll dissect it. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
For the fans, by the fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Smoky Mountain Brewery is the place to be for game day. From the moment you walk in, it's wall-to-wall big screens, making Smoky Mountain Brewery the perfect place to watch the Vols or your favorite team in action. With locations in Turkey Creek, Maryville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, you're never far away from a great time at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Try one of their world-famous microbrews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe, topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget, those famous microbrews are also available in kegs for your next party or in six-packs and growlers to go. So grab your crew and head to Smoky Mountain Brewery and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Hey Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Your tax refund belongs to you, not an identity thief. Over $6 billion in tax refunds were flagged by the IRS for possible identity theft last year. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. They monitor and alert you to identity threats you'd miss on your own, even if you're careful with your personal information. And if you do become a victim of tax-related identity fraud, LifeLock has U.S.-based restoration specialists ready to help solve your identity theft issue. Plus, all LifeLock plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, meaning LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan if you lose money due to identity theft. Let LifeLock help protect your financial info, so all you have to worry about is what you do with your tax refund. Go to LifeLock.com, save up to 25% off your first year. The promo code is HERD, promo code HERD, to save up to 25% off your first year. LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
It's a huge weekend at Covenant Health Park with your Knoxville Smokies. They're kicking off the weekend and helping the fight against breast cancer. Join us Friday and help us paint the park pink. Saturday, your Smokies pay tribute to one of the founding members of the Negro Southern League, the Knoxville Giants. And Sunday, we end the week with our day game of the week. First pitch is at 2, and after the game, your kiddos can run the bases. Weekend plans. Check. Get your tickets now at SmokiesBaseball.com.
Smokies.
Let's talk about maybe the most overrated transfer portal guys, because that's his legacy as far as I'm concerned with Maui Auna. To me, he is the biggest bust we've had in the transfer portal. Josh said Tyreek Key. I don't know if I remember having a lot of expectations for Tyreek Key. Now, if you told me that after the Gonzaga game, the exhibition game where he came out and scored was it 30 points?
Something like that, yeah. Well, I mean, he was an all-conference kid at Indiana State. I mean, he was like a 1,000-point scorer there.
Yeah, but it was before the era where that prototype really had proven itself at the next level, right? Like, it was before Dalton Connect had shown, like, hey, that a guy that level could come up and dominate the SEC.
I've got 2 more basketball ones that we could think about. Victor Bailey from Oregon.
Okay.
People thought he was going to come in and light it up, really didn't. Justin Powell from Auburn was supposed to be a sharpshooter, did absolutely nothing.
Powell, to me, is the biggest one of those 3 because I actually had expectations for Powell, and I felt like, he was on some draft boards in the NBA. He was thought of, correct me if I'm wrong, was he a 5-star too at Auburn? I thought maybe he was a highly ranked prospect.
4 or 5, something like that, yeah.
About EJ Anasicki.
Powell was not a 5-star. I don't know what I was thinking. Or it was his transfer portal thing. Let me see.
Wait, y'all mentioned Brandon Homie Hatfield?
He was on a
Well, he wasn't a transfer. He was just a freshman.
Yeah,
because someone in the chat put Harrison Bailey, and he was definitely a disappointment, but he didn't transfer in.
That's a that's a good submission in terms of just like careers, Bubba, for sure. But yeah, he transferred out of here. Football, I mean, I don't think we had any expectations for Joe Milton.
Chaz Coleman?
Kasim Hill?
Chaz Coleman?
Chaz Coleman might be the answer. Chaz Coleman might be the biggest transfer portal bust. I do feel like
Gerald Mincy.
He was decent for some of it.
Yeah, I would say he probably actually exceeded my expectations, him coming from Florida with, basically nothing on his resume. I thought he actually, like Sam said, was pretty decent. And whenever he was healthy and on the field, I didn't feel like he was bad. Now, it ended up bad with him leaving. And
this one was just disappointing just because he was hurt all the time. Keenan Peely. Because he was a good player when he played. He was just hurt all the time. He was barely on the field.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Would you say Brew McCoy was disappointing?
I was thinking Brew.
In my head, that's what I was sitting here weighing it out. Is like I can't call him a bust.
No, you can't say that.
Just on the strength of the Alabama game-winning catch alone, like just him making that one play to set us up in field goal range, I can't call him a bust. He had some really good moments. The injury kind of derailing him makes it tough to call him a bust. But I will say, when you get a 5-star wide receiver transfer, you maybe thought it would be a little bit better. But at the same time, it's not like he lit the world on fire at USC either. Do you consider Brew McCoy a success?
Oh, I've got a good football one for you.
A bust, or how do you view him, Sam?
Middle of the pack.
Yeah, to me, I'd feel bad even putting him on the list of potential biggest busts. But at the same time, I don't think you're necessarily wrong in saying that like we probably hope to get a little bit more out of him. But
I feel like you kind of have to contribute to losing in some senses, and I never really felt like Brew was like doing that.
Like his 2022 season, like he was a vital part of that offense once Big Said went down. Like you needed him, and he had 4 touchdowns. He had 667 yards. Now again, 2023 gets hurt, 217 yards. 2024 only 472 yards. But like I can't call that all-time biggest bust material.
So I got a good football one.
Right.
Aubrey Solomon. You remember that one? He was a 5-star transfer coming in from Michigan, defensive lineman, 6'5", 315. People thought he was going to be a monster and just did nothing.
Yep. Didn't play. Didn't bring anything to the table. Yeah, Brew had, 140 yards against LSU in 2022? That was his best game, I guess, as of all. Big time. Man, back-to-back games against Florida and LSU. Yeah, 100 yards each. Solomon was annoying. Yeah, not panning out. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. That was before the transfer portal era, right?
Aubrey Solomon.
Yeah, that was like a Jeremy Pruitt guy, right?
Yep.
Yeah. To me, Maui Auna, like, it was more disappointing than almost all of them, I think.
I think there was also Seth Stevenson.
Okay.
He was a baseball guy.
Yeah,
I think they
yeah.
wanted him at the top, and then he ended up just becoming like a pinch runner situation guy later in his career, or tenure.
You could honestly probably make a couple cases for some of the baseball guys that are here right now. Or at least, have a couple of submissions, couldn't you?
Robin Villeneuve. Remember that kid? You hated that guy.
I didn't hate him. It's just I didn't buy into the beating up the bad pitching. That's all I said at the time was like, hey, do it in the SEC, brother. Like, I'm not going to buy you. You feel like Blaine Brown? Is he in the running? I mean,
not yet. He's still active.
Yeah. No, I know, but like, if it had been a one and done thing, like, it would have been pretty disappointing. But like, he has a chance for redemption. Like Maui Auna, just to be fair to him, he only had 1 year too here. So like, if he had come back a second year, maybe he would have been a little bit better. But like, in terms of 1 year disappointments, he was up there. Blaine Brown, to me, kind of on that level. Now, he wasn't like because Auna was like an All-American, wasn't he? Like when he left Kansas, like my expectations for him were much higher. He was like maybe supposed to be a first-round pick, All-American type, and he was almost a net negative on the team, it felt like at times. Brown just flashes some big talent, but like hasn't been able to put it together. I don't feel like Rick's had too many whiffs. Justin Powell's a good one. Like that's
Rick's
the one
had more whiffs on recruits than transfers.
Yes, than transfers. He's been pretty solid out of the portal.
Yeah, like the whiff on Justin Powell, that one to me hurt because that team needed playmaking, that team needed scoring, like it needed him to be good, and he just never put it together. I still thought he showed some flashes offensively, but just, had no interest in playing defense. And, of course, Rick wasn't going to play anybody that didn't want to play any defense.
It's not fair for me to say this because the guy in his circumstance, but I hated it for Dubar.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could say that's probably Rick's biggest miss in the transfer portal, Bubba. Like in the era, like of transfer portal eras. Like Dubar was the first guy you got in that class, and you really wanted him.
Would you say Igor would be a bust at all? He was just very inconsistent.
If you're a starter on an Elite Eight team, it's hard for me to call you a bust. Sure. Especially like
I just know he frustrated a lot of the fans.
No,
sometimes.
he was, and like he did play pretty well in January and keep you afloat whenever the team was in trouble. But yeah, like by the end of his career here, like he was barely playable. It felt like. I think that would go back to what your expectations were for Igor. And I don't think for me it was like super high. But like when you got Dubar at the time, you looked, it's like, oh man, this guy's 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah, you thought he'd be a starter. Yeah.
And he was like the first guy you really went after in that class. So like I thought he was not only going to be a starter, I thought he was going to be one of your main go-to guys. And like Bubba said, it feels weird with the circumstances. I mean, and like hearing him talk about the tragedy he was dealing with and all the off the court stuff, like I don't want to bury the kid or talk bad about him because, hey, life happens, man. I get it. It sucks when bad things happen. It's hard to focus. But from expectations, I do think he's probably Rick's biggest transfer portal era miss. I do think so. You probably don't count Berg, right? That's not really a transfer portal guy, right? That's like
no, that was just a recruit enrollee.
Yeah. He didn't transfer from the Army and his professional team to come here. He signed here. But that was another miss, I think, from Barnes, all of that together. But that's more of a recruiting miss. You could probably go down a whole list of these in like women's basketball if you wanted. Like, I feel like that all of those kind of ended up being bad for one reason or the other. All right, Bubba, hit the music. Let's play some overrated, underrated. Excited to see what you got cooked up.
Overrated. Very overrated. It's overrated. Overrated, my friend. Overrated. I'm gonna tell you why.
I think that's a solid rated right there. It's perfect rated.
He underrated, man. He got some swag. He has some real swag. Lobsters are underrated. They don't die.
Oh yes, it's Wednesday. You know what that means. Overrated, underrated. I don't know how many times Josh is, I don't know if he's ever been a part of this.
I have one time.
That's on me. All right, gentlemen, to the nitty gritty. The things that confuse me a lot, I appreciate seeing them all the time, but Russian nesting dolls, where you open one and there's another one, and there's another one, and another one. So Russian nesting dolls.
You know, this is a good topic, Bubba, because I kind of feel like they might be underrated. They always make me kind of happy when I see one. When I see a nesting doll and I see them open up, I'm like, oh, this is nice. Now, would that novelty wear off pretty quickly? Yeah, probably. It's like maybe overall they are overrated, but I do find it to be interesting when I see them.
Yeah, they're overrated. They don't pack a punch. You can't, because if you want to actually put something in the Russian nesting doll, it turns out to be something extremely, extremely small.
Yeah, but look, I'm taking the Russian nesting doll and I'm just thinking more so about the concept, because it is a good concept every like Christmas or like somebody's birthday when you get them a really big box and you wrap it and then you get a couple smaller boxes inside of it and then it's like, boom, here's a
Chick-fil-A gift card.
Well, that or like, hey, here's a diamond necklace. But I got you a real big box. You thought it was going to be something really big, but actually it's not. It's something really small and valuable. Like I do think the concept of hiding something in something big is interesting.
I'd like to see how they're made.
Do they not just make just a whole bunch of just small, like just different?
Yeah, but I'd just like to see I mean, I understand how it's made. I'd just like to see like the manufacturing process behind it.
Yeah.
I'd imagine it can't be that like, what's the word I'm looking for? Just like, it's not, you're not putting that on like an assembly line, I imagine. I feel like those are pretty handcrafted.
Yeah. If you were doing a assembly line, I guess you'd do like 5 on one line, 5 on another, and just break them up.
You'd have different lines for different sizes.
I do think they're pretty much all, when I'm picturing like the actual like nesting dolls, I do feel like they're all kind of handmade, like not really sold in bulk type of thing.
So I'm with Sam though. Overrated.
Yeah. Okay.
Should we like implement them into American culture maybe more than just like?
I think they're plenty implemented. I know plenty of people that have had them.
What if we did like a Russian nesting doll?
Hold on. You know people in your life that have them, like have the set of them?
Yeah.
Like multiple people?
Yeah.
Like your grandma or like people your age?
No, not people my age.
Like your parents? Did your parents like them?
No, but I mean grandparents, some of my buddies' parents who are older, they've got them.
Okay. I was going to say, I feel like if you're super old, like maybe you have them, but it's been a long time since I've been to somebody's house and they'd be like, hey, look at my nesting dolls here.
Like imagine a Tennessee football Russian nesting doll where it's like David Sanders is the big one and then you just get like George McIntyre at the very end.
I'm going to take a shot at George. He's tall. He's tall at least.
Hey, people forget Eric Ainge was a stick when he came in here.
Bubba watches one game of Eric Ainge as a freshman and thinks he's an expert. Look
Hey,
at him.
my dad just texted me. He has a set of Russian nesting dolls.
Does he?
So there you go.
Okay. Apologies for calling your dad older. I wasn't trying to get that. I just said,
Hey, he's pushing 50.
I don't feel like that's not old. I don't feel like anybody my age is rocking around with Russian nesting dolls, but
you can be the change that you want to see.
You know, it's not the worst idea. Just get them and show them. Have a big payoff at the end.
Maybe that'll be a wedding gift.
Somebody should decorate them. Yeah, give me some decorative ones. Make each one better than the next one. That's what I'm tasking you with, Bub. That's what I want for my wedding. If I'm going to spend all that money on you coming and eating my food and drinking my booze, I want some damn nesting dolls.
Okay. Up next, this was before the Tony Romo situation.
Please don't say drinking and driving.
No, I can't go that far. But airplane bottles of assorted beverages. Are airplane bottles overrated or underrated?
I mean, if you are wanting to sneak booze in, they are handy on game days. Now, you know, They don't go off in a metal detector. That's a big benefit, right? Is that they're plastics. They don't go off in metal detectors. So for that reason, I would say they're pretty convenient. I will say the airplane bottles are convenient on the actual airplane. Like if you sit, if you're getting drinks on the plane, they just come and just set you down two shots if you want it, and then you have to pour it yourself. That's convenient versus having them fix it. But back in my day when I was sneaking booze in the stadium before it was legal, I never did airplane bottles. I would just do like a plastic fifth of Jim Beam and just stick it in between my legs and carry it in. That's what I would do. I didn't really mess around with the airplane bottles because I guess I just needed more. You're sneaking in for your buddies too, so like you need like 10 airplane bottles to make it through a damn game.
That's what I was going to say, the quantity.
I hope Josh's dad's still not listening as I'm talking about sneaking booze in and corrupting his son, but like, yeah, like the quantity. I would just find me a plastic fifth of Jim Beam and just stick it in between my legs, and then we were good to go. The quantity is not very big. Yeah. On the airplane, they just got to bring you 2. You're like, hey, just set 2 down there. They try to give you one. I'm like, hey, let's just make it a double.
It's almost like they need a size in between what you're talking about. Like, you might always not need the pint, but you're probably going to need more than just the airplane shooter.
Well, I was going to say
something in between that.
The pint's in between the fifth and the shooter. The pint, I think, is a pretty fair size. I just could never bring myself to buy the pint because it was just too expensive for how much you actually got. I'm a buy in bulk guy for cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say the airplane bottle does do a good job of being like getting through the metal detectors, and that's important. But I thought it was crazy when I found out you couldn't take airplane bottles onto airplanes.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, hey, that's illegal, bro. You can't bring alcohol on the plane. I was like, well, what the hell's the point of it?
What if it's in the TSA, 3 whatever else?
You're not supposed to. No, you're not supposed to. And like if you buy them at the duty shop, it's supposed to be when you land, not get on a plane, or you have to put it like in a carry-on. But no, like I was sitting next to a guy one time that put a bunch of airplane bottles into his drink. And then at the end, he tried to give the airplane bottle trash to the stewardess. And she was like, no, you didn't just give me that. Like, you can't do that. And like, she told him like, hey, when the plane gets off, you wait up there. She was going to like have a whole big thing with him. And he ran, like he got off the plane and ran.
I do that too.
Yeah. I mean, I credit to him for not being a bootlicker, I guess, and bowing to authority. But like, she was like, this is illegal, sir. This is a federal.
He's a bootlegger.
Yeah. She's like, this is a federal. Nice. This is a federal. This is against federal regulations. This is against the rules. And I was confused by that because like they call them airplane bottles. You think you'd be able to sneak them onto airplanes, but no, you can't.
I feel like I can't confidently give an answer on this because I still haven't really had the desire to use airplane bottles on an airplane. I don't think I need a drink enough that bad to be like, yeah, I'm going to go on the plane and get myself one.
I don't know if I told you about it. I feel like I talked about it on the radio, but I wanted to die that one time. I spilled it all over this girl. I felt so awful.
I just feel like the cons definitely outweigh the pros on a plane.
I think
I'm all for like a beer at the terminal maybe, but like once I get on the plane, I'm just going to have like a Coke and that's about it.
Honestly, that did almost sour me to never want to drink on the plane again. Spilling all over that girl. I felt so bad.
Just cold and wet for the next couple hours.
And she was such a sweetheart. I truly hope that woman has a great life. Every now and then you'll see like a social media post about like explain a random act of kindness that stood out to you all these years later. And there'll be people like, oh, this guy didn't know it, but him letting me through traffic that one time and just waving at me.
She thinks about you, but in a bad light.
Well, I was going to say, I hope she doesn't think about me at all, but I think about her as like just goodness and humanity. This girl that could have made a big fuss, got booze spilled all over. She was going to Vegas. I don't know if she had time to go by the hotel like before she was going to go out, but she's like, sweetie, it's okay. I promise. I'm not upset.
She was mad on the inside, but she said, no, it's fine. And
she might, that woman's a saint, Sam. She might not have actually been mad on the inside. She might have said, hey, accidents happen and just been one of those saints. And I love that girl and I hope that she has a good life.
Or she's just looking for a reason to go out there and buy a new,
maybe
tires. So it's like, this is all I need.
Maybe she's a glass half full kind of guy. And unfortunately, it was glass full empty all over her because it was full of whiskey and full of Sprite, and it went all over her pants.
John, I don't think you got anything to worry about with my dad. He just texted me plastic flask over airplane bottles all day long.
I agree. I do feel like you have to have like 4 airplane bottles to really to at least like be equipped with what you kind of need.
See, that's the thing.
Drink.
The amount that you get.
Yeah.
The shape too is not super. Like if you're putting those in pockets or something like that, like
not convenient.
You're sticking
small
out like
hands
a sore
McGee,
thumb.
I can't carry them through needling because there's like, sir, what are you doing? It's like, what are you talking about?
I know girls put them in their boots.
They've started to do the boot checks too, though. You know.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Just to be fair, I don't sneak booze into the Neyland Stadium anymore. Once they made it legal, that was my deal with them. I was like, hey, if you let me buy it in here, I'll buy it. But I was like, if not,
I'm not paying $18 for.
Well, that's fine if you guys still want to do that, because when I was 21, I did still sneak booze into the bars. I did do that at Tin Roof back on the Strip. I just bring my own water bottle of liquor in, Bubba, and have it in my jacket or something.
That's a crazy concept to me. Bringing it to the bar.
I wanted to be in the bar to see girls.
Normally, you want to be able to take it from the bar, but
I carry it out too sometimes. Still, just just carry it out, go to the next bar with it. Which now they made legal here in Knoxville, or at least in Market Square. But no, I'd go to the bar when I was in college with my own booze, and just tell the person at the front I was a DD, and just get a Coke and just go to the bathroom and mix it. You're in college, you save $20, $25 here and there. I mean, that's an extra parlay I could put in. I would use my own alcohol to take care of that addiction, so that I could still have my money to gamble on to feed that addiction. It was two birds with one stone type of thing. But to be clear, I don't do that anymore. That was when I was in college. And Tin Roof kind of deserved it. It was a kind of a free for all there. That was a great bar. Shout out to Tin Roof on the Strip. Great place.
This one, so my grandmother and my uncles love showing me like YouTube videos because they started learning how to navigate YouTube.
Your grandmother shows you YouTube videos? I feel like it's the other way around usually, is where you show the grandma. Grandma, do you see this cat? Look at this cat hit this ball.
But the theme of these videos is typically like some type of public prank.
Okay. You should show them the water tequila trick.
Flatulence.
You should show your grandma the water tequila thing and see what she thinks.
So my question, gentlemen, is: are public pranks overrated or underrated?
I go back and forth on this, Sam. I think I don't want to lose the recipes of having pranks. I think pranks are important, but I do feel like the social media era and like the YouTube era and like the influencer era has really kind of
put a stain on it.
It's made pranks either too extravagant and too mean, or just like mean with no real payoff. Like, hey, I'm throwing water balloons at these people. Oh, it's a prank. No, that's just mean, brother. I'm still good with a good setup prank, but
I'm gonna throw a trash can 2 hours over, and then I also got hit by a trash can.
Yeah, that sucks. Like whenever they're like, oh, I'm gonna go lick your ice cream and then close it up. Here's the prank. You're eating my spit. I didn't like that. But the water tequila thing, that's a prank. Hey, I'm pranking my dad. I'm going to make him take 3 shots of tequila and mess up his Thursday afternoon. He's got a sales call he's got to go do. And
he's drunk.
Yeah, he's drunk now. But like that's a harmless prank. I think that's funny.
Some of my favorite public pranks are the people that go to like Venice Beach on the outdoor showers, and then it's like the big wall that separates the 2 showers.
And just keep putting shampoo
that's on their hair, and they can't get it out. They're like, what the hell? There's so much soap.
I haven't seen a good one of those lately, but that one does make me laugh.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I saw an LPGA golfer go viral yesterday because she talked about giving her caddy a fake lottery ticket, and he thought he won $100,000 and was like going around so excited, telling everybody he didn't have to work today, that he was going to take some time off work.
I'd tell her that she's going to have to find a new caddy for the week.
I think I would quit. I think out of principle, because I see those every now and then, the fake lottery things, and I don't like those. I'd be so mad if somebody gave me one of those and I thought I won $100,000 and like it was a prank. I think I would fight somebody that did that. But at the same hand, on the other hand, at the same time, I do kind of like the ones where they do the effort of taping the lottery drawings. You ever seen those? Where they tape the lottery drawings from like the day before, and they know the numbers, and then they go buy a ticket, and then they prank the family that way. That takes a little bit of effort, but at the same time, if that happened to me, I would be distraught. I don't think I would ever forgive the person that did that for me. But at least there's more effort into that, rather than just buying a fake lottery ticket. Do they just sell those online? You can buy a fake lottery ticket. It's going to tell you that you win, but it's not real. Yeah, I don't like that. What's your favorite prank, Bubba? Talking into the microphone without turning it on. That's a good prank.
I don't like pranks, really.
Yeah. Have you ever been pranked really good?
A guy once pulled my pants down in gym class.
Did you have underwear on?
Yeah.
They come down too?
No.
That's pretty low on the scale then, I guess.
But it's enough to make like a guy just start blushing like crazy and just getting upset.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
and then that happened too, and I watched fights happen because kids would be upset because it'd always be towards like a bigger guy, and then he'd trip and fall.
Yeah, no one wants to get embarrassed.
Another one of my favorites is this. I mean, you got to really have a player in the game because it's like identical twins, but they go up escalators, and then like one person taps them, and they're like, "Hey, did you see that thing?" And then there's another person at like the very bottom of the escalator. They're going up, and then there's a person at the bottom of the escalator on the opposite side.
Yeah.
And they ask them the same question, and then their brain is twisted.
Those are good. I like those. And like, whenever I've seen some just like walk down the street too. Like one guy will go, and then like a little bit later, another guy will pass like right next to that guy or something. I like twin stuff. For
fake
sure.
bush pranks. I love those.
What's a fake bush prank?
Someone just dresses up as like a shrub, and then they jump out at people.
Yeah,
that stuff gets me.
Or the ones where they dress up as like as a statue or something and jump out at people. Those are fine. The ones that they'll do in NFL HQs where they got guys in the uniforms as the mannequins.
I'm still a sucker for a good public fart prank.
The football ones are good when they do those in the facilities. Those are good.
I did enjoy the Trojan horse.
The Trojan horse, great prank, great prank, great submission, Bubba. Great submission. Hey, look, here's this innocent gift to the gods. Psych, we're going to kill everybody in your town now. That was a great prank. But like the statue and mannequins, I do feel like if you get punched, you just got to kind of chalk it up. Any good prank, you have to know that somebody might punch you.
Yeah.
It's just a risk you have to be willing to take.
Yeah, like you just have to know, like, hey, this might go sideways. I love the video where the guy jumps out of the trash can like the werewolf mask and somebody just punches him right in the face and knocks him out. That's fair game. That happens.
Were you familiar with the Boonk gang?
No.
He'd run and like take people's phones and be like, it's just a prank, it's just a prank.
No, that's stupid. And like there was a guy who got shot in Tennessee, right? Didn't somebody get shot for like running up with like, he was like trying to do like some axe prank where he was running up on people with like axes or something and like somebody shot him? I think you got to be willing to say like, hey, if I'm coming at people trying to scare them, like something bad might happen.
What about the ones where it's like people try to steal a bike and they have like the bike on a string and they can get like 40 yards away and they're like, oh yeah, I got a new bike, and then just boom.
See, those people are already down on their luck though, and it's like,
that's entrapment, brother. That's
See,
that to me, I always felt bad for the people that like
they need that bike.
That, but also like the people that would get arrested and like, maybe they're going to catch a couple violent criminals every now and then doing this. So maybe overall it's for the greater good. But like when they put bait cars out like in people's neighborhoods and it's like, here's this $100,000 car and we're going to leave it running and like we're going to drop it in this, poor neighborhood and see who jumps in. Then they're going to be arrested. I feel like if you drop that in a rich neighborhood around some teenage like suburb kids, and if I found a $100,000 car running when I was 18 or 19, hell, I don't know. I might have taken it for a ride. I don't know. I always feel bad about those. It's like, oh, actually, it's locked. Prank. Gotcha. You're going to prison. Chris Hansen pranking those guys in the chat rooms, making them think they're talking to 14-year-old girls. Good prank. It's just a prank. It's just a prank. But they did get one girl, and I felt so bad for her. She got on bait car because they left the bait car right in front of her house, and she had to get out to try to like move the car so that she could go to work. But then they all swarmed her. It's like, you're arrested. You're trying to steal the car. It's like, no, I'm not. But she got in trouble. Entrapment. Last call on the other side. Good topics, Bubba. Stick with us right here on Fan Run Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Are you ready for the start of a new season? Maybe looking for your team to go on a tournament run? Get game day ready with Crumble. Head on over to your nearest location and pick up 12 pre-selected cookies plus exclusive toppers. When you're looking for dessert options, there's no question about who you should call on. Our listeners already know. Last year, the Dubai chocolate was a home run, along with the brownie batter. Oreo crumb was another crowd favorite. What new flavor will set the standard this season? If you're in the Knoxville area, there are 3 locations ready to serve you: Clinton Highway, Parkside Drive, and Maryville. Download the Crumble app to build your best lineup and vote on the best combos. You can even put your bid in to request a new flavor. Order in the app and slide on over to your nearest location. Tell them Fan Run sent you, and as always, it's for the fans, by the fans. Don't miss the cookies.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game, Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
I feel like I kind of set you up. I got you to post about, the YouTube. This is the second day in a row we've had a YouTube title that we didn't really get to.
That's all right. They'll be okay.
Yesterday was like, Vols, most important players. I didn't really get to it. Today you were like, hey, top 10 offense, because you said you saw something on 3, I guess, where they were hating on us.
But look, I'll change it to Arion Carter suspended right now.
Yeah, we didn't. I think we would have gotten to it in the second hour had the Carter stuff not happened, but Carter stuff happened. Still so silly. If you're just joining us and you're waiting for the Tony Basilio show, Vols, returning leader on the defense, a guy that you just took down to SEC Media Days, Arion Carter, suspended 2 games for a $427 flight, which is now going viral, obviously. Like Adam Sparks, good job getting the exclusive there on that. Now it's going viral, like national, like On3's picking it up and stuff. And I imagine every single person is going to come back to this and say, this is dumb as hell. But doesn't really look like it's going to get changed. Sam, anything else on the show today that you wanted to talk about that we didn't get to before I get to Bubba's?
You might find this interesting. The PGA Tour this week is doing an announcer-free stream.
Oh, I am interested in that.
That will lean into player caddy conversations, crowd reactions, and natural course audio, which I actually absolutely love.
There's nothing less useful than the golf commentators. Not so much on the main broadcast. I don't mind it when it's like Jim Nanson's like a Saturday or Sunday, but like when you're watching like on ESPN3,
just so like featured group coverage on a Thursday.
I hate listening to those people banter.
Yeah.
And talk about their own golf game or just saying some stupid stuff. I very, very rarely do I feel like they add anything at all.
I find I think PGA Tour has done a good job in ever since they got this new CEO. They did kind of like a Hard Knocks type of thing at the Players Championship, and you got a lot of really cool player caddy conversations that were mic'd up. I find that stuff really fascinating.
Yeah, Liv bullied them into doing it. You've seen it all about this Portland Trailblazer stuff. We've been talking about their owner, but apparently they are gearing up. They're in like a court battle right now as they are arguing over the stadium lease, the arena lease.
Mm-hmm.
And it does feel like in NBA circles, it is becoming more and more likely that the Trailblazers move out of Portland, that the new owner, who we talked about, has just kind of burned it down since he got there. It seems as if he may be interested in just completely setting it on fire and moving the Blazers to a different market. He's notoriously cheap, and he's gotten there, and he's basically said, hey, we don't have to pay any money. We bring so much to the area. You guys should be taking care of this. We're not spending $1. We got the leverage here. And the city of Portland is kind of like, nah. So they're at a real standoff right now.
Good for Portland. I wouldn't want to pay for that trash.
It kind of goes back to what we talked about with the media, though. Like, yeah, I get it. But at the same time, if you're an actual, like, if you live in Portland and you love the team, you probably don't want the team to leave, though. Like, do you want to pay extra in taxes? No. But, like, would you pay an extra $100 a year to still have your team in your town? Probably. Or an extra $40, whatever the taxes would be. I don't know how that works necessarily when they fund the stadiums. But, like, I know not everybody in Nashville cares about the Titans or wants their new stadium. But if I was a Titans fan in Nashville, I'd be fine with my property taxes going up a little bit if it meant I got a brand new stadium and the team stayed forever. Or if we got the team in general or kept the team. If it was the difference between them leaving or losing. Now, on the other hand, I don't know how San Diego feels. Do you think the Chargers feel like, hey, I wish we still had the San Diego Chargers here? Maybe.
I think the people in San Diego really like living in San Diego, and they're probably like, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, they might prioritize that. But I do know those people in Seattle.
Portland might suck enough to where you're like, man, I really need this NBA team.
Well, I was going to say, I know the people in Seattle, they've been whining and complaining for 20 years about losing their team, and they desperately want one back. So, like, I would say that they would probably say, hey, don't play hardball here. Just give them what they want. But, yeah, they're in a real standoff. All right, Bubba, what else do we miss today?
My guy, not my guy. Colts guy.
My guy,
Jim.
not my guy.
Chris Ballard, on if he expects a contract extension, saying, no, it depends on how we win.
Okay, there's the second day in a row you've given me a Colts update at the end of the show for some reason.
Why would I do that, John?
He did basically say he doesn't deserve an extension, which he is right.
There's some self-awareness of like, hey, we got to win.
Get him off the field.
Get him out of here. Boo. Chris Ballard. All he's got's Quentin Nelson. Nobody else on the team's ain't damn good. It's just Quentin Nelson. Anything else, Bubba? Sounds like I hit it all. What a great job by me.
Nah, I mean, just Brett Bielema talking smack.
He's running around here like he's Tupac, like talking about the SEC. First of all, we all know you failed in the SEC, Brett. Talking about they think it's 2005. You sucked in 2015, 16, and 17. Get the hell out of here, Brett. That's why I hate bowl games, man. Because Tennessee didn't really care about the bowl game against Illinois, but we have to listen to him talk about how he beat us. Maybe we just need to start caring about bowl games. Maybe that's it. Like,
I think that's the thing. We just need to start caring about bowl games again.
Because you know how, like, I don't know if you saw, like, Auburn and Baylor are splitting like $6 million. Maybe it's Baylor. Auburn, like in their Atlanta kickoff game this year, like NIL's getting $6 million to their fund. Maybe that's where we just have to go with bowl games, where like instead of, hey, here's a free PlayStation, it's like, hey, here's $3 million at the roster.
I think that'd be a great way to go with bowl games. The winner gets NIL compensation.
Well, you can get it both sides, but like you got to play in the game.
More, yeah.
You got to play in the game to get it. You have to be like active to get it. Oh, the music's gone, Bubba. My bad. Tony Vasilio coming up next. Stay locked in on Fan Run Radio.